Adventures! And welcome to the 72nd episode of Dirty 20 and Evening of Laughter, Drama and Adventure. We call it D&D Podcast. Tis I, your Dungeon Master for the evening, and once again I'm joined by my colourful cast of characters. We do not have Hayden today, but in his stead we have our first guest star for 68 episodes, Mitch. Hello, welcome to the game.
Hello.
I'm sure like some viewers may recognise him from the illustrious Natural Ones. But yeah, before we begin our session, let's do our roundhouse of shout outs. So fuck it, let's start with Mitch.
I'm Mitch. If you want to find my content, I mainly stream these days at twitch.tv/Natural Wonders, where every Monday, me, Ewan, Sam, and Jay, and some of our other friends, we play Edge of the Empire, which is a Star Wars role-playing game, and it's a whole bunch of fun. We are heading to a super crime-filled planet soon, so it's going to be juicy. And I also stream at twitch.tv/Lambent Rain. That's my personal channel. Playing a lot of Dead by Daylight at the moment because I'm a sweaty killer main. That's the boo. What?
No, I said ooh.
Booed.
Boo, never.
Judgment
Unless you
going
use
around.
No one escapes death.
I don't use no edge. I'm not.
Approval and disapproval sounds very similar coming from Al.
Just the rest.
Yes.
Sam, do you want to go ahead next?
Was mid sip, yeah. I also stream Sam JKP. I stream a lot of Pokemon, other bits and bobs as well. Subnautica's out now, so I might stream that soon. But yeah, come and hang out. It's a good time.
Mayor, I hear that you've taken on an illustrious career as a Twitch streamer. Would you like
Yeah, I'm
to?
basically
Oh, do you know what I've
famous.
forgotten to do? I haven't put any of the commands in. Sorry, go on, Mayor. You go,
It's
and I
okay.
spelled it wrong.
So, yeah, I stream Genshin Impact on Chibi-chan. I'll put the link in the chat for you there. It should come up. Yeah, so I stream Genshin Impact. We're waiting for the new update right now, so it's pretty much just character building. But yeah, come and check it out. We have a good time.
Hell yeah. And finally, assuming we don't have any other updates, we have a Discord where we routinely like put stuff in during the game, like maps and interesting things that we want to that I show to my players, and that we can't really put up and show you in the middle of the stream. So we kind of dot it in there. So if you want to check out any of that cool stuff, or just chat about D&D, or anything roleplay games, who knows, just go and join us in there. And I think that is it. Any other updates from anyone? Anything they wish to shout out?
Seagull trying to steal my burrito.
Oh yeah, burrito boy over here had his a burrito stolen by a seagull on the way to the stream, and then stole it back from the seagull and proceeded to eat it.
I did. Yeah.
You're gonna be like Danny DeVito in a little bit, where
Did you look
like,
the
you're in
did
the
you look
car.
the
Just,
seagull in the eye?
oh!
Oh, yeah.
Did you look the seagull in the eye while you ate it?
No, it fucked off.
Ultimate
Left the pigeons for the scrap.
power blow.
What a very J thing to do.
That's
And on that wonderful bombshell, why don't we jump into today's episode of Dirty 20! god, I forgot to put on the music.
Perfect timing.
It's quick.
Previously on Dirty 20. Disaster! As Fera Carta infiltrated the mysterious tower of Ambassador Sindri, a series of unfortunate occurrences led to dangerous consequences. You had managed to find access to the secret vault containing items of wonder and power, including the amulet you sought. But with a split-second misty step, it was taken from you, and triggered a series of defensive glyphs. Managing to escape the chase of the stone giant, you came face to face with Ambassador Sindri themselves. The initial conflict ended quickly as you came to realise you were outmatched. Sindri, mostly intrigued by your infiltration, demanded honest answers to the threat of death. A banquet was presented, to which some of you indulged. After an attempt at deception, it was clear Sindri's abilities extended beyond the mere arcane. In the end, honesty was your chosen tactic. You explained your reasoning, even presenting the coin and suspicion of High Lord Theodore. Invested, Sindri made an offer. You would be given the amulet, and in exchange, you would owe them a favour. In addition, you must inform him of your results. You agreed and were free to return to the tavern. The following day, you encountered a stranger on the streets, a member of the Unhallowed, the same insignia of the people hunting Aria. He asked for directions, and suspiciously you helped. With that fresh in your minds, you eventually made it to the castle, whereby you presented the amulet to Theodore. He was pleased and agreed to the terms of the alliance, promising to make further consideration on what Deep Bay could offer. Before leaving, you mentioned Oswald, to which Theodore seemed agitated. As midday, that says encouraged, that is not the right word. As midday came, you regrouped at the Wayfinder's Rest. Some of you left to see the inscriber. Guy and Adstream remained at the tavern, approaching the stranger from before, whom had taken a seat within the interior. You were hostile at first, and met with hostility in return. Eventually, though, you came to a mutual understanding that perhaps you could help each other. And that is where we pick up. Gaiak, Alistrine, you're sat at the table, still in mental conversation with Stelbor.
Staring very intently at each other.
Very, very intently at each other. So yeah, you guys, you two are currently sat on the opposite side of the table. Stelbor there, still in conversation with you. Looks you both over and looks back at you, Alistrine. I know the eyes of a killer when I see one. Perhaps we can help each other. What do you know about the strange creatures that inhabit this world? How familiar are you? How familiar with them are you?
More
Well, it
familiar
depends on
than we'd
which
like to be.
creature. Well, there is that. Which creatures do you refer to exactly?
All manner of strange, monstrous beings.
We have seen our fair share. Killed our fair share too.
So you'd call yourselves adept, even. Sorry, I've had a few to drink.
The ale that I brought over
Well-
earlier, I'd move it a little bit further away from him.
Hold on. He brings it back towards him.
That's canon now.
Our party has a certain collection of talents that work quite well together.
Good to know. I've told you what my work is. I hunt creatures, beings that are foul, things that would seek harm to people in civilization. And the contract I'm here on is no different.
Who are you here for?
You don't seem to... You don't know much about where I come from, do you? I believe you didn't even know my organisation. And to answer your question, I'm not here for anyone. I'm here for something. I will be honest with you. I'm not new to this. But I only recently finished my trials. This is my first contract as a soul hunter. And as much as I work for money, it's more important that the job is done. Because if you fail, you're first. Well, you don't fail, you're first.
What are your trials exactly?
That is none of your business. But all I can say, only the strongest survive. You seem adept even. As for my accent now. You seem adept from what I can tell from what you've said. And normally I wouldn't suggest something like this. Would you be interested? It pays well.
I'm gonna kind of look across at Gaiak and just be like give him a look like.
I'm gonna give. I don't know what she's getting at, so I'm just gonna look really confused at her, and then look back at him. I'm personally not too interested in the money, but I would be willing to help in exchange for information.
Wait. Before we agree to anything, I need to know what exactly kind of creatures do you kill?
Like I said, monsters.
Is anything that pays good money count as a monster to you?
Depends who you listen to. Apparently.
I'm asking you personally.
No. I am not an assassin. Nor are the people I work for.
But there is a branch of assassins.
There are those that perhaps might work in the shadows. But I'd hardly call them assassins. That has a certain connotation to it.
So,
Correct. Go on.
sorry. Answer me one question. if these assassins were to be paid enough money, would you or they kill me? Do I seem like a monster to you?
I'm not here to debate morality or subjectivity of what may or may not be a monster. You appear to be humanoid. A person. Why? Are you a monster?
You want to find out?
The scar on my chest is burning.
You'd be surprised how many people have said that to me. It has very little impact anymore. There is very little either of you can say that I've not already heard. But if it pleases you to contain your hostilities, go right ahead.
Here's where I stand with you so far. I can't speak for my companion, but I, for one, hold no positive feelings towards this organisation that you're in. No matter what you claim to do, there are people that have been greatly hurt by what you do, and I cannot forgive that. However, for the sake of where we are and the help that we need, I'm willing to put aside those differences, because I do believe that there are monsters that need dealing with.
And
So you want to call on us when you need us? You are no different. Tell me, how many people have you killed? How many families have you taken fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters from? Maybe think about that before you say that again. I'm getting another drink. Just stands up, walks to the bar.
Alistrine's hands are like in fists, like on the table. She's like,
I'm gonna put my hand on her. I mean, please don't kill me. But I'm gonna put my hand on hers and just kind of like hold it for a second. Just hold it together.
Are you just waiting for him to return? Sorry, if you're gonna have a conversation, that's fine. I didn't know if you were just waiting for him to return.
What exactly are you thinking?
if he's adept at getting rid of monsters, then maybe our current predicament, he might be useful. I have no idea where to go next. We can't allow the situation to continue as it is, but we need somebody who is on our side in Deep Bay.
That's what I was thinking. I was also thinking that if we aid him, he may give us more information on his organization and help us deal with the
We can kill them.
Aria problem. I wouldn't draw that conclusion yet. But we can definitely get some information from him.
He's a snob, isn't he?
We've met worse.
I suppose so. Just gonna wait for him to come back now.
He steps back over to the booth, slides in. So, what say you?
I'm not sure what job you're here for now, but if it aligns with us, you might be able to help.
First of all, I want to know what information that you're looking for.
I would like some more information on your organization. Of course, I understand that information does not come cheap, and I am willing to do the job first.
Might I ask what this information's intended to be used for?
As I mentioned before, we have had a interaction with one of your colleagues, and I would like to see if there's a way that we can help our friend. Maybe get her unmarked or whatever it is that you call it.
In order for that, there'll need to be a bit of give and take. I can't really help suggest something if I don't understand the situation. Like I said, if your friend is marked, it likely means that they are indeed a monster, and a contract's been placed on them. But if there is a more complicated circumstance, I'll need to know more. Otherwise I can't help.
She's no monster. She's humanoid, like you and I.
I've seen things that walk on two legs, things that resemble you and I. And believe me, they are no person.
Believe us, she's not a monster.
First time you people set out to kill her, she'd never hurt a fly.
Fine. I agree to these terms. Where's the rest of your group? Don't they need to agree?
Sure, they'll be along shortly.
What they're doing now pertains to what we, as a collective, we three, are here for.
Fine. And I guess we wait. Kind of leans back in his like booth chair, takes the drink and just kind of glances out the window that's next to the booth itself, looking out over the storm that rages outside Deep Bay.
Why am I angry?
Who's angry?
Oh my god.
What?
Such a dad
What?
joke.
So bad.
Get
the storm that
out.
rages over
Boo.
Deep
God
Bay.
damn it! Get out! You are your character's dead. You're out the campaign. It took me.
That's
I
exactly what we were
hate
waiting
you.
for.
I hate you.
Oh my goodness.
That was.
I was
okay.
so confused.
Oh my god.
Well done. That was actually pretty good.
Inspiration.
With that, don't push it. So with that, we'll jump over to the rest of you who had ventured to the inscriber, going towards room right. So let's get that up. Are you still on the... Yeah, you are. I need to move you onto the map. Okay, so you... it was... If I remember correctly, it was Kensei. I'm going to say for the sake of this that Alistair... As you leave, Alistair kind of holds back a little bit. And you notice him trailing behind, and he's looking up at that temple. The temple to Janatus. And as you kind of notice him not following you passionately, he says to you, I'll meet you back at the tavern at some point. I have some things I have to do.
What may those things pertain? Willing to share?
Private things.
Kenzo will probably follow his gaze of where he's looking at, and then just look back and kind of nod.
Say hello to your master for us.
As he walks away, he just kind of gives you a finger. But all the same, you push on. And eventually, after not too long, making your way through the... There we go, waiting for it. The midday busyness of the exchange in Deep Bay. You arrive at that very minimalistic and quite grotty looking exterior of Roomright. Do you wish to head inside?
Yes.
Okay. So you push open the door, and once again you can see the cluttered interior with instruments of various arcanical purposes, workstations that appear to be like maybe 2 foot, 2.5 foot tall, and just this clutter of experiments and projects that are spread around the space. And as the door jingles, you hear like the whistling of a teapot, and from the corner where the table and chair is, right wedged in the corner that you'd previously gone up to, you see the small goblin creature who identified themselves as the inscriber, kind of looks up. You're back!
You didn't tell me that this was the inscriber.
Who are you?
My name is Stings Like Storm. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too! I am the inscriber. Nice to meet ya.
You deal in runes.
I'm a craftsman, so I don't really deal in them.
Well, you must understand them to inscribe them, yes?
I?
You ever come across runes like this? I take out my blade, and I kind of tap my fingers against them, and the Stellarian kind of blade singing runes light up on it.
The Stellarian? I specialise in giant runes.
Giant runes.
Aye!
Interesting. Well, it's not quite like your stature.
What's your fucking tongue?
Oh, I meant no offense by it. I just mean you don't look like a giant to me. Are you a magical giant?
And you don't look like a fucking elf.
It's true. I am not an elf. No.
If you listen carefully, you can hear the whiplash sound in the background.
Maybe we are both stolen, or maybe we're both thieves, in ways.
Well, I ain't a fucking thief. Right, what is it you want then? Come on. I'm in the middle of something.
Oh.
I'm having my midday tea.
My Gay.
Right.
Eh?
Sorry
Tea and
to,
midday.
sorry to interrupt
Fucking
you.
hell.
Tea time. But we would like you to take a look at something.
Sure what?
Just kind of look at Storm.
Ah, yes. I don't know if you read this or not. Maybe you do. I'm not assuming anything. I take out the coin. From my understanding, this has a binding spell on it.
Give it, come on.
Here, be careful with it. I don't know if you
Kind of pulls it from your fingers.
Hey, easy. It's
You see its eyes are like two cyan, almost jewels. It doesn't have eyes, and they light up for a second. Oh. Well, it's magic.
yes, we knew this.
The runes, they look like infernal.
Yes, we also.
I don't read infernal though.
Ah,
Ain't my speciality.
you know anyone? Well, anyone who deals in the arcane in town that reads Infernal?
Well, I mean, there's that elf who's the ambassador. Am I?
Thank you. It's you've been
Oh, the fucking losers down at Mystical Emporium.
Mystical Emporium.
Losers.
It's ran by a Stellarian, yes?
Aye, like I said, fucking losers.
Well, I did purchase stuff from there, but I would also wanted to share the business with the other folk. Do you have any chalk and gems, by chance?
No,
Well, that's
I ain't a shop.
you're not.
I'm not a shop.
So you just.
I'm a craftsman. You want me to make something for you? I'll do it. You ain't buying my shit.
Well, you're not very useful to me if you can't inscribe Stellarian runes.
Then fuck off.
So I should probably warn you he doesn't take criticism
I came here
or
with
any kind of attack.
all intents and purposes.
How was your friend doing after the fool?
Somehow
Like-
through through the psychic scape, I can feel an image of Alistrine flipping you up.
Don't like your attitude, inscriber.
I don't really give a shit, to be honest. You don't need to like me. If you got mithril, and you want me to inscribe runes on it, I'll fucking do it. You don't? What are you here for?
Well, I think that was always all we were here for. I'd like to know how you lost your eyes, though.
What do you mean?
Don't you have? Wait, did you say he doesn't have eyes?
He has, instead of eyes, he has like two blue gems instead of eyes.
Yeah, you said you don't have any gems. You've got a set of perfectly good-looking gems on your face.
Well, hold on. I didn't say I didn't have gems. I said you're not having me fucking gems.
I've got coin.
And I've got a fucking wand.
Oh, the one. What does it do?
Do you want to find out?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
So
What? What?
so
Ah, you're right, you are.
I thank you.
You don't see many tabaxi here.
You don't see many goblins here.
3 say.
What, how did someone of your class come into this trade?
I was raised by Goliaths.
So you really do know your giant runes.
Yeah.
Interesting. You're quite my master would have enjoyed your company, I think.
Sure.
He was
Well, I've got stuff to get back to. So.
Alright, before you go, you have no idea what this is.
All I can tell, it's got necromancy on it.
Necromancy.
I don't read the runes.
necromancy. It was necromancy. Yes, it was. Yes.
In your experience, items that trap, say, like, I don't know, you had a bottle, a box or something that traps entities in it. If you destroyed the item in question, would it kill the thing inside?
Depends on the spell, depends on the item, depends on the soul.
Somehow I knew you two would get on fine. And I'll take the coin back and just toss it over to Thursday. To Storm. God damn it.
Thank you.
Oh.
So that.
Every time. Every time.
Well, that hurt.
Agree.
But what was I gonna say? So you have no experience with any devils?
No. What are you insinuating?
Nothing of the sort. I just mean someone as well connected as a goblin raised by Goliath. I'm sure you've come across some sights.
I have. Not a devil, no.
I'm not. I've been called terrible things too. You know, I understand what it's like to be an outsider amongst.
Right. Okay. Are you gonna tell me a story about your sad life? I've got a fucking... My tea goes cold, I swear. It never tastes as good when you reheat it again.
Unless you're reheating it with the weave, it's a bit different.
No.
Storm, I think he wants you to fuck off.
Oh, I think we should leave that.
I quite like talking to him though.
I don't think
I tell you what, why don't you come back when I'm not having my tea?
Well, enjoy your tea. Well, just have to go to the losers down at the mysterious Emporium.
Alright! Bye! Fucking hell. Walks over to the teapot, begins
Amazing.
pouring it out, and just kind of glares at you until you leave, sipping on it.
Incredible.
It's fucking cold!
Bye. What? Was this the only reason we came here to talk to this goblin?
Apparently so.
You know I can read languages that I cannot read, right? You know I can read.
I've read the coin. I speak Inferno.
So what are we doing?
Wait, why did we come here? I didn't decide to
We
come
need
here.
to figure out what
We're
is in the
trying
coin.
to see if he could get it out.
Well, we're
I
trying to
don't
figure out what is
think
in the
they're going
coin
to
and
put
if
the
there's a way
name
to
of the
release it.
person who's inside on the coin.
No, I think it's magically he might be able to sense what is in the coin and how to release it.
Roll me an Arcana check, Storm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Fera Carta.
Indeed.
Oui.
Okay. So you've had some time with this coin. You've studied it quite thoroughly. From what you know, both the fact that you can read Infernal, and from what you know about magic, I think you probably would be aware that it's likely near impossible to tell whose soul's in the coin.
I think,
If a soul is in the coin.
judging by the arcane that forged this, I don't think we're ever really going to find out by studying it.
Wonder if
Will we
Oswald
find a
might
way
know.
to open what's in it? To release it?
I'm not sure, and I worry if our estimations are true that we would throw this entire city into chaos.
Or release someone from imprisonment?
Person is someone we want to be releasing from imprisonment. We don't know.
With some firepower.
I'm hoping that it's Harlow Theodore, but we have no way of knowing for certain, apparently.
Cannot do things on vague hopes. We need to. I feel like we need some certainty. But I don't think we're going to find that from reading and studying it.
Is there any point taking it to the enchanters?
I don't know. I wanted to go to the Emporium because I realized I only have enough gems for one trip. So that wouldn't be very helpful.
Ask them. Let's go.
Yes, I need to swing by there anyway.
Okay. So you're heading to the Emporium first. Okay. So you leave the area around Broomright and continue back down to the Market of the Exchange, where you pass by the Mystic Emporium and are able to step inside into the L-shaped interior building. What exactly is it that you are looking to inquire about in here?
Firstly, I'm just gonna buy some, if I can, buy 50 gold's worth more gems. I think I have 50 gold.
Okay.
Oh no, I can't. I'm out. No, I can. I think.
Can you? Can't you?
I think I can.
You sure?
It's 10 gold to a platinum. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So could I?
Okay.
Have they got 50 gold's worth of?
I
chalk?
will say that you can get 50 gold's worth of chalk and gems if you so wish.
I would wish, please.
As you wish.
Thank you.
That's all right.
I would ask them if they know anything about binding spells, specifically infernal on this coin.
Okay. So Gliderin is probably the best one to ask about that. And are you showing him the coin?
Yes.
Okay. He'll take a look at it, and a look of kind of distress does cross his face as he looks at the coin. Infernal is not one of the languages I speak, but I can tell the scripture. Kind of passes it back to you. All that I'm aware of fiendish magic is that it sometimes works a little differently to how we interact with the weave, it's very hard to tell without some serious research.
I think it's best I just...
Be careful who you show that to and what you do with it. It's an evil thing.
Oh, I know quite well where this evil transpires from. I'll make sure to keep it on myself at all times.
All I can tell you is that something powerful created that.
I can imagine.
I'm sorry I can't be more help.
It's okay. It's as I expected. It's not something even the most adept of mages know. I appreciate.
Apologies.
No, it's no problem. Appreciate you taking time looking at it, and appreciate your secrecy on it as well, if you will.
Of course, I wouldn't imagine telling anyone about it.
Insight.
And I appreciate your business. Roll insight check. Seems honest enough. He looks you in the eye. No telltale signs of lying.
Nice. I guess we meet up with the others then. I don't know what else there is to do.
Let's go.
Okay. So you leave the Mystic Emporium and begin your journey back towards the Wayfinder's Rest. You eventually step back through the threshold of the tavern itself, and you can see, as you walk back up to the stairs where your seating was previously, you see Alistair and Gaiac kind of sat there in mostly silence with the stranger from beforehand. And we'll say that it's just past midday at this point. Basically, the kind of time frame of how long it would have taken you to go around and talk with people. And as you approach, the stranger looks around at you and kind of sits back up in his seat a bit more. Ah, seems your friends have returned.
What's he doing here?
I'm gonna wave them over.
Walk over.
I'll approach.
Afternoon.
Everyone, this is Stelbor. Stelbor, this is our
Stelbor.
party. Stelbor.
I remember. I've met you all before.
He told us that he handled monsters before, didn't he? Or did he say he had a
No.
contract? Did he
Nope,
say he had a
nope,
contract?
he said he had a
No,
contract.
we didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just a
We
contract.
still think he's an assassin.
Oh, but we know he's an assassin, dude, don't we?
We think he's an
We
assassin.
think
He's an
Oh,
assassin.
yeah. Yeah, we do, yeah. Any luck with that
Everyone?
contract of yours?
As a matter of fact, I was actually discussing that with your friends here. Seems we might have come to
Everyone.
an arrangement.
We have been mistaken about Stelbor's profession. And although we thought at first we might recognize some details, on the whole, we have been misinformed. The contract for which he is here may well be helpful to us.
What does that mean? Helpful in the way that we're getting money?
Helpful in the way that we are here for certain reasons, and those reasons may have been compromised. Stelbor might be able to help us to fix our little problem.
We are not sure of... I don't think I follow. What?
How much longer? I can't remember. How much longer did my psychic whispers last? It was for like 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah, you rolled quite high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Must have been, yeah.
You know what? In that case, and everybody comes to the psychic whispers, just gonna fuck them all in. Anyway, so we can talk freely now.
The moment the psychic
Stelbor is...
come in, I got what you want.
Stelbor is
I thought we'd already
a
talked about
monster
hiring
hunter.
assassins.
Yes.
His organization hunts monsters, and we have a friend who was marked as such a monster, and in helping Stelbor, we might be able to get her unmarked. I'm very
At
careful
least.
not to look at Arya while I say this.
Trying to keep as deadpan a face as possible.
He has agreed to at least give us some information in that regard.
Depending on what Stelbor is here for, we might be able to help each other.
What is he here for?
Who are you here for, Stelbor?
One moment, I'm just looking at something. Okay, yeah.
Elevator music.
Okay, I was just checking that it doesn't create basically a complete network, because he is also in the Psychic Whispers.
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah, we.
Yeah.
don't
You can hear. You can hear.
Oh, you were intending for him to hear that, correct?
Yes. Yes.
I see,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, I thought you were like trying to
Everybody's
like talk without him there.
No.
Okay, never
Everybody's
mind.
in the.
I see. Now I understand the wording of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was brought in for a contract from the city itself to investigate something. Few strange happenings in the city, and I think it would be beneficial to have some assistance. But my
As it
reasoning is my own.
happens- As it happens, we have heard of some strange happenings in the city as well. Mentions of something dark happening in Deep Bay. So, in order to be able to
Deep-
help each other,
Dark how? Dark how?
we're not sure. We have a few hunches, but nothing concrete.
I think I'd feel more comfortable jumping in the bed with a monster hunter if we knew what you're actually hunting.
That's part of the contract. I've been hired, contracted by the city to investigate. I don't know what it is, but they seem to think that whatever it is, it ain't human.
The city, so High Lord Theodore contracted you, yes?
Not personally.
Surely he would have had a say in it.
How long ago did you receive this contract?
We received it about a month ago.
What can happen in a month?
Aye.
And I glance
So
at
I've seen-
Storm when I say that.
A lot can happen in a month, yes.
Well, either way, it would seem that whatever was happening then is still going on. Because I can't really tell you until I know whether or not I have your support in this matter.
You have mine. I can't speak for anybody else, but it's in our best interest to help you.
I agree. You have mine.
Only in our best interest if we know that this creature is of malicious intent. I'm not killing something just because it's non-human or non-humanoid.
You don't have to kill anything, Storm.
Is murdering people in the night good enough for you?
Yes, you didn't tell us that. All you said was strange happenings.
Aye. You learn to be careful with your words. Like I said, it's been continuing to happen, and as it so happens, there's a witness.
Who is the witness?
I think I know who the witness is.
Yeah, I might know too.
Well,
I have seen, or been at least informed of the discrepancies as to why the law here believe that it's not human, but I'm not going to tell you. And you might think me mad, but I have my reasons. If I give you my suspicions, it will impact what suggestions you might have. I'm looking for a suggestion based on your own experience, not to echo mine. Well, doesn't look like there's any going back now.
It seems that we are in bed with a monster hunter. I'm gonna offer my hand to shake it.
You will shake it. Firm handshake. Right. Well, I've been informed that the scene of the crime is being investigated currently by the local enforcement, and early evening we'll be able to investigate it ourselves, or I will. But you will be my assistants. Until then, I'd like to interview this witness, see what they saw. The local enforcement thinks they're responsible, or at the least a scapegoat. So, we don't know. In my line of work, you often find that sometimes it isn't a monster, and sometimes it's just a vengeful little twat. But we have to investigate it all the same. That's what the contract is.
So you still cannot tell us why you think it's a monster, or will this witness tell us?
You will see for yourself once we get there.
Then lead the way.
Right. Kind of gets up. Finishes the rest of his drink. Follow me.
Let's follow.
Okay. So, he begins to walk out of the tavern, and once he leaves the front door and kind of like pulls over his his cloak, ties it up tighter from the wind and rain that is currently beating down, he begins to lead you westward in the direction of the district of Arton. And as he does, he leads you down the main road, following it for quite some time until it gets towards this kind of almost like this marketplace far over on the other side of the city, actually, and begins to lead you down an alleyway. Arton is very different from where you've been so far. It is probably one of, other than the rise, which you've been to before, obviously, it's probably one of the other least dense places in the city. The buildings are made of stone and red brick, with tiled roofs of many different colours. It is very, very different. You can hear music in the streets, artisans, painters, musicians, performers, which bring life within the dreary fuck me, that is a tongue twister. Dreary weather, just along the streets. Banners and bunting string between the buildings, as if a perpetual festival were in progress. There is an air of creativity here. But all the same, he leads you down through an alleyway towards what appears to be a small bar. And it's got, you know, tinted windows. It's difficult to see the interior. You can see the flickering of light in there. And he opens up the door, and there are two city watch in there that kind of stand up from a seat and look at him as he approaches and steps inwards, and greets you to come through the threshold of the door. Looks at the guards, who give him a curious look. I'm Stelbor, the hunter. I'm here to interview the witness. They kind of look at each other. Yeah, of course. He's being held upstairs. Very well. Come. And he begins to walk through the interior of the bar. It is very, very compact. The booths are almost wedged right together. There is like a 5-foot gap between where the booths are and the actual bar itself, and you can see what appears to be a staircase that leads upwards. And he leads you up, and as you get to the top of the stairs, there is a very, very narrow hallway, which appears to be going into like private rooms, and there is one in which 2 guards are stood outside. They kind of look at him, notice, you know, his features, and open the door. The door opens to a small room. There is a bed in the middle, with like red silk sheets over it. Paintings of flowers that line the wall. It looks like it might be maybe a brothel of some kind. A very small one, but a brothel nonetheless. And Mitch, what do they see when they step inside the room?
You see a gentleman with blue tinted skin, silver tattoos on his arms and his face, with silver hair, wearing quite fine clothing, with a large chain around his neck, and a golden lamp hung there.
Guys,
and he's
I think David Bowie's joining our crew.
he's like sat on the edge of the bed, and as you walk in, he's like brushing his hand, like, ooh. And he looks up towards you lot. Oh. Are you here to, who are you? Where am I?
Calm down. We're just here to talk.
Okay, sure.
I thought you said he was a witness. He doesn't seem to know where he is.
I've just been informed, that's all. kind of leads you into the room and then closes the door as everyone steps through the threshold.
You brought friends. What a delightfully forward-looking bunch.
He said it!
Yes, he said the thing. He said the thing.
These are my associates. We will be just asking you a few questions.
Of course.
We hear you were a victim of an attack of sorts.
Yes, I feel rather lucky to have survived, actually. It all happened so fast.
What happened?
Well, I was enjoying a lovely drink when a gentleman approached me and asked me, how far do you want me to go back? To recount the entire events of the evening, or...?
Aye, as far as you want.
Of course, yes. I was enjoying a drink when a gentleman introduced himself as I think it was Nathan Winters. He offered me to a game of, I think it was dice, and he was teaching me the rules. Anyway, he twisted me and certainly made me agree to bet a lot more than I would have liked to have. He won. I did not know the rules, and he had quite a strong grasp of them. And I had agreed to wager my lamp, and that's not something I would have likely wagered in the best of mindsets, so things got a little heated, and, he was escorted outside of the establishment. He was removed into the alley outside where this... I don't know how to explain it. This flash of shadows, a vaguely humanoid figure in the dark, pounced on him. I saw its eyes flash in the darkness. There was a lot of blood. And then the guards arrived. I looked away for a brief moment. And whatever it was no more. It was gone.
What about your gambling friend?
Well, he was out on the street. Perhaps he still is. He was certainly not alive anymore.
I guess you've already looked at his wounds, Stelbor. Nothing you've not come across, or?
No, not myself. But I've been told. That's where we'll be looking next. But the wounds, this is where it gets interesting. The wounds are the same on several victims, all throughout the city, for the past 3 months.
What kind of wound?
Like I said, you'll see soon.
We didn't catch this charming fellow's name. What's your other name?
My name is Zuko. It's Zuko, I might add.
A prince?
Indeed.
Of what nation?
Of... not quite a nation. It's a bit of a tricky one. But,
So you're not a prince then?
Oh, I am definitely a prince.
With
Definitely.
that,
Relevant,
not
I'm
of a nation.
sure.
with that accent and sense of self-importance, definitely. I see that as being all the time.
Do I recognize?
Sensei!
Oh, big yikes.
Big yikes.
I didn't hear what was said. What was said?
Are we not? Are we still not in psychic whispers?
No.
No!
Oh.
Someone we've never met.
No, I was like, I thought we still had the psychic whispers going on.
No!
Hey, you might need to say, "Oh, I'm saying this in psychic whispers,"
Sorry, my bad.
because they were talking. You can have said that in psychic whispers if you wish.
Yes, please.
In
I was
hindsight.
like, okay, guess we're just dropping secrets now.
What was even said?
I
didn't
was
even know what
like
was said.
sweating, like.
Oh,
He went,
Did I
oh
do
yeah,
anything?
that something about like Alastrine like acting like a princess or something, and I was like,
Yikes.
we don't know these people. Anyway,
It's certainly an interesting tale.
I mean, I would have struck the creature down there and then if the guards hadn't arrived and distracted me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you would.
This lamp of yours
Here's
must have been important if the guards suspect you of killing him.
Well, I don't think the lamp has much to do with my assumed guilt. It is just a fashion statement, some might say.
Well, what I am curious of is how it come back to be in your possession if he won it in a wager.
Oh, I hadn't given it to him yet. That's why we were arguing.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
so you lost a bet and then refused to give up.
Yeah, you could say that. I would say that I was manipulated into wagering more than I could offer, and I wish to retract the deal. We didn't.
Oh,
we
so
never,
you
we never,
were a sore loser.
No, we never shook hands. It's not fair. How could I lose? It's ridiculous. This room is rather sticky. Can we talk
Right.
elsewhere?
I'm not sure the guards would be too happy about that.
What? So you're just going to leave me here?
I don't know if they'll allow you to look at the body. Will they even allow us to look at the body?
Surely they must allow me to prove my own innocence.
It might be useful to have you to look at the crime scene. See if you can't suggest where you were stood, what happened. Give us a better indication of exactly what transpired.
I would be happy to
Now-
help you.
I am not immediately in a disposition to not believe you. But the guards here, they need a culprit. And if they can't find one, they'll make one. And you, Zuko, are an excellent scapegoat.
Oh dear. This just would not do.
So, you might want to think a little harder, as if your life depended on it, because it probably does.
Did you smell anything?
Did I smell anything?
Yes. When
Oh.
the thing came from the shadows, could you smell anything?
I don't recall a specific smell. There was a lot of blood. So perhaps sanguine smell in the air? I don't. It's hard to remember. It's a little bit foggy. Perhaps me seeing the scene of the crime would invoke my memory.
Can I insight check this guy?
Go ahead.
Because
Go
he's
right ahead.
just to me, he seems very interested in seeing the scene of the crime, and I don't know. That's pretty sus.
The culprit always returns to the scene of the crime.
Be it by their own volition or not.
Did Zuko give any description as to how high in the? So he saw like a pair of like glowing eyes, right?
Yeah.
The inscriber.
Okay, I thought I'd cut out then. I was just like, hello. So did he give any description as to how high up the pair of eyes were? Were they like low to the ground? Were they like quite tall?
I don't recall that specific information.
Okay.
I would say it was almost like something was looking down and then looked up at you when it was there, and then it kind of disappeared.
In terms of like the silhouette I saw, so it kind of like it was hunched over. So it
Kind
it
of like
would have
some
been...
kind of form hunched over the dude, and then but it kind of looked like it was also on top of him, like on his back, like
Right.
something jumped onto his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
My internet is just loading. Sorry.
I can't. We need to
being
go
really
to the scene of
stupid.
the crime. I can't tell much from inside here, you know.
I agree. I'll talk to the guards. You feel free to ask any other questions you might have. He turns and walks to the door, opens it and steps out to the guards, and you can hear like the hushed voices of them discussing if there is anything you wish to do in the room while Scene's away.
Do I recognize what race bitches Zuko is? Perhaps.
Roll me an Arcana check. Oh, okay.
Big boys.
Sure. I mean, in your study of magic and the arcane, I'd say that you definitely would have had, at the very least, a basic teaching of some of the planes of existence. At the very least, like knowledge of the elemental planes, based on his appearance and just general like demeanor. He looks like he might be an air genasi.
Quite curious. Haven't seen, never ever even seen a genasi, let alone an air genasi before, especially around these parts.
well, not many of us leave our homes. My father certainly didn't want me to either, but here I am.
Brings you to a place like the Restless Coast.
That is a long story, but it could be summarized quite quickly with one word: adventure.
Like this guy.
How exciting.
This is quite exciting. I made a few mistakes, and I seek to set them right. But I can't really do that if I'm
Shit.
stuck in a prison here in this deepest of bays.
Well, you are in probably one of the most hospitable places in the Restless Coast. I'd not recommend going to Bellinor.
No?
Even
Why
think
not?
it exists anymore.
Yes, it doesn't exist and is
Oh, well.
full of people that do not take kindly to people like us.
Well, I would scratch it off the list in my head.
You hear another sound of the door opening, and Stelbor steps back in. Alright. It's been cleared. You may leave with us.
Oh, good.
But if you even give an inkling of deceit, I've been authorized to cut you down.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want that.
No, you wouldn't.
Could I just trouble you for your names? You know, if we're going to be moving together for a little while.
Cancer.
Princess. Oh, lovely.
Every time someone asks for our names, we're always like, who's next? Who's next?
Running order. We need to have a running order.
We
can
do
avoid
need to
that.
have
I'll just put my hand behind Aria
Ow!
Aria?
No,
It's an interesting name.
I mean, that's my name sometimes, depends on the company. But my name is Aria Ravenwood. It's a pleasure.
Ravenwood. A lovely name.
Thank you.
And you, the feathery one.
Yeah, I've been like, I kind of pop my head up from the back, just like push them out of the way. I've been kind of chilling in the back of the room. I'm getting a proper look at him. I'm Gayak, and I give him a little bow.
Oh, I bow back like really deep. Oh,
And then, seeing that, I give him my proper bow, where I stick my wings out in this tiny room and do like a really deep bow.
Gayak,
wow.
feather in the eye, Gayak.
That's one we
sorry,
learned
okay.
recently.
It's okay.
I take out the loose feather that's now lodged itself behind my ear.
Apologize, I was a little bit excited.
I am stings like storm.
Oh, that is a delightfully foreign naming. I love that.
Partly takes its convention from the events that put a chance to my birth.
I'm sure it's a great story.
Depends from whose perspective it's from.
And last, but perhaps not least,
Alistrine.
Alistrine. Well, I wish we could have met under better circumstances, but I'm sure you're all going to love me. Let's move on, shall we?
Does he have a little white dog?
You haven't met the dog yet.
Ah, no.
Talking of dogs, where's Alistrine's dog?
What?
I keep forgetting I have a dog.
Dead.
I
Dead.
keep
Oh,
forgetting I don't even
it's
know
the
it.
fucking.
It's dead.
It's our
It's dead.
weasel.
It's so
It's our
dead.
fucking crimson
Literally
weasel.
True.
Yeah. It
It's
must
so
be
dead.
dead at this point. Like,
You haven't been feeding it.
This is why you don't.
Oh,
Oh,
the
there's
insight
my
check
insight
came through.
Yeah, that was a while ago, huh?
Are you telling the truth,
Me?
Zuko? Yeah, Zuko.
I'm
you
being
telling the truth?
as truthful as I can. I'm not lying.
okay.
Are we ready to see the body? I'm quite eager to see what's killing people.
Aye, as am I. It's not too far.
Me
It's only
too.
a few streets down.
Oh, fuck up.
Well, that's a
Aye.
given, I'm sure.
Elbow Alistrine.
Oh,
Right, let's not dally any time. Come on. Before it washes away all the evidence.
should I be extra?
Should I be extra?
No.
What? Oh no.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
No, not right now.
Ah.
I'll walk.
Oh right. Yeah.
Seems like you guys, but we're like, what? What is
Just
it?
smile and nod.
Smile away, boys.
So Stelbor steps out the room and begins to lead you back down the hallway, over the very dusty wood floor, and the guards kind of watch you in particular, Zuko, as you leave the room.
I'm like, give him a little wave. Hello.
They
See you
just kind of
soon.
squint at you.
Hello, see you soon.
But all the same, you're able to follow him out, and he leads you back down and into the main alley itself. So, as you step out, he is in the middle of having a conversation with the guard as you step outside, and the guard agrees to lead you to the scene. And let's just make sure that you know exactly where you are. So you are led a few alleys down to a street that is, or an alley I should say, that is very, very narrow. There are crates and barrels that you can see as you turn the corner, and it appears to shift left slightly further in. There are numerous guards stationed all around the entrance to the alleyway, and a few are like walking around on the interior. It's pretty dark in there. It's dark already in as much as there's a lot of cloud cover, but the overhang of the buildings creates a claustrophobic and dim space in the alley. But all the same, Stelbor walks up with you, and you can see him kind of introduce himself to the guard. My associates and I are here to investigate the scene. You've been contracted. The guards kind of look through like a clipboard, give him a couple of looks, turn to the rest of you. Fine. But do not destroy any evidence, okay? The body's been moved, but it's still on site. It's around the corner. Don't fuck with it.
That's the last thing
And
we
he kind of moves, uncoils some rope and allows you entrance to the alleyway itself. And Stelbor just steps in immediately. He doesn't even really take note of what the guard is saying. Do you wish to follow?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, boy!
So, following him in, you step into this alleyway, and immediately it smells not great. Certainly not as bad as other cities and places in this city that you've smelt, but it's still not entirely pleasant. The faint smell of urine and a very strong smell of iron persists, and the uneven stone that makes up this alleyway, you can see patches of dried crimson on the ground, but rainwater is kind of like draining down a space where the masonry kind of dips into the center, so it creates like a channel where the water runs through back onto the main street. So some of the crimson appears to maybe have been washed away, but you can still see patches of it. Other guards kind of like stand by or patrol the alleyway. But with that, the alleyway is yours, as Stelbor turns around and says, "Take a look around." And he goes off to investigate some things of his own, right?
You'd say we could see the body. I couldn't hear the body just.
So the body you were told is around the corner. So this alleyway has a left turn at the end, and you were informed that the body was beyond that, being kind of kept on site currently.
I'm gonna go and see the body.
Yeah, it's got body as well.
Yes.
Before we split off, I would like to apologize for the odor. I may have piddled myself just a tiny bit when the creature attacked.
Oh my gods.
It was rather frightening. It happened right here. It's so surreal.
I see like a tiny little poo cloud somewhere.
No, it's just a urine.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have a look around.
Yeah, same. I'm not gonna go to the body. I'm gonna look around for like footprints, anything that might tell of a direction that maybe it went, or anything it left behind, maybe.
Sure.
For me, I want to look towards the rooftops and things, because you said it leapt on him,
Yeah.
right? So I want to see, is there a prime spot for it
I
to
was-
like attacked from?
I was gonna say, can I get an aerial perspective? Fly up onto the roofs, have a look down, see if there's anything on the roof that it might have like left behind, like I don't know, fur, anything like that.
Yeah.
As he flies up, be like, "Wait for me!" And I'll fly up with him, and I'll use the slot of my
God,
flying speed.
I will just stare at him as he flies up in utter shock.
Oh no!
I just sort of levitate up, like. Whee!
I've never seen
and,
that before.
Fucking Superman, just like, whee!
I'm
Or
sure
he
you
can
can go faster
fly.
than I, but
We'll have to
Okay.
test that.
Aria, let's start with you. So you're investigating just the area around, seeing if there's any kind of trails or anything left behind on the ground, correct?
I'm the ground team, yes.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
No.
oh,
Okay. You kind of squat down and look at these stains on the ground. There are splatters of them, like a streak, like something went and sprayed upwards at an arc. Which it's not urine, but there is a smell of urine, and there's a particular puddle actually.
Okay.
But you see this like spray of now dried crimson. You probably need to. You'd probably need to maybe make a medicine check to determine how old the blood is. But I mean, based on the conversations that you've had, you know that it. Generally, the time that it took place, which was the night before, and you can see the spray of crimson that goes up in this arc. And from your experience, that usually happens when an artery has been hit, where the blood just spurts out, and it arcs over the wall, and then there is a large pool of blood. Some of the central portions of it have been washed away by the water, but you can see clearly the crimson having dried into the stone itself. And you begin to follow it, and you can see it is firstly it is a fairly large pool, and you kind of get the impression that there was probably a significant blood loss from this. But as you look at the stains, you swear you can see like patches where it looks like something has been like swiped across it, like someone took a sponge or a cloth or something and wiped smears into where the blood is from where it's dried unevenly. Do you know what? With that roll, it's almost like when an animal licks at food. It looks like something went.
Damn.
And you can see that that portions of this blood trail off, perhaps back past that L bend, but they're kind of like small drops, and it's your keen eye that picks out on these very distinct different shades of crimson and darkness throughout the interior of this alleyway, and that is what you find.
Awesome. I'll follow the blood droplets as far as they go.
Okay. As you do that, Gaiak
Yes.
and Zuko, you make your way to the top of the alleyway. You go up about 2 stories until you get to where this roof kind of meets over. There's a small thin gap where a streak of light is currently like beaming against the actual, and this thin line along the wall of one of the buildings, and you have to kind of move around this rooftop that leans over the alleyway for most of it. Both of you roll me some investigation checks as you kind of look around at the top of the roof, see if you can deduce a good place to ambush from.
it's a big moment for me. Is this going to be?
First roll ever.
Am I going to
This
roll
got
as badly
time.
as I did last time I played? Oh, let's see. Yep.
Can't be okay, well it can't be as bad as a natural one on a
On a death save, yeah.
death save.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you look around on the roof. the way that it overhangs over the alley, your immediate impression is that it's probably not a good place for an ambush. You're kind of fighting against rain and wind at this point, as you're kind of having to adjust yourself and hold on to ledges and look around. If there was anything like physical that was on here, it's probably been washed off by the water, which is now beating against the roof and draining off the side into drains. But as far as you can tell, there doesn't appear to be anything that indicates something was up here.
Well, that's rather disappointing.
Is there, looking down into the alleyway,
Mhm.
can I see... So, like, from where the blood is and everything, and from what Zuko's described, could I see where the creature might have come from, or if it's left any markings or anything down below?
Roll me a perception check from your perspective. With disadvantage because you're looking into like the dim light of the alleyway.
Wow.
You can make out forms and people move around, but the minute details are kind of lost in the shade that is offered by this roof, unfortunately. You do, however, see that the alley kind of turns to a left, goes down a little ways, and then appears like split off into like basically like a cross junction between buildings.
In the alleyway down below, there's no like offshoots. It's just one straight corridor, or are there like little offshoots?
In this current alleyway that
Yeah.
you had your event on, it was one straight down. So it went from the road down to an L turn, and that's it. I mean, there are like building doors along the way, but they appear to be like maybe locked back doors.
Yeah, and I don't
Best you
recall
can tell.
hearing like a door open or close or anything like that, do I?
No, you. I mean, it wasn't particularly loud. I think you would. That's maybe something you would probably remember, unless it was done really, really quietly. But you do not recall hearing a door open.
I'm going to turn to Zuko. Firstly, where did the creature come from?
Well, I suspected from up here it did pounce on the gentleman, and that the only other way it could have come from is behind him, I suppose, further down the alleyway as it curves off.
Secondly, did you hear anything? Did it make any noises, anything distinct?
Do I remember any specific like telltale sounds, or was it just like a commotion,
Like-
a loud movement, and then the collapse of the gentleman?
I'd say what you remember is, I mean, you definitely remember the sounds like commotion, like him probably like grunting under the impact of someone hitting him, and then whatever happened to him. But you also remember like this, like this slightly higher pitch, heavy breathing, like almost like animalistic.
I remember the commotion of everything. The sort of collapse sound when somebody hits the floor. And then a brief moment of quiet, and then this heavy panting, like some sort of beast, slightly higher pitch. And that's when it was crouched over him, and it looked at me with its beady, glowing eyes, and I pissed my pants a little.
As he's like describing this, I'm looking down at the alley, and then I just turn up and look at him. And lastly, how does that work exactly? And I grab him and I turn him around and start patting down his back. You don't have wings.
Oh, don't touch me there. I have many abilities, many fantastical things that I'm capable of. I don't have a permit, so don't tell anyone about this. I probably shouldn't be doing this out here. In fact,
Look around. Is anyone around?
Oh yeah, your DM forgot about that.
I'm going to go back down now. I immediately start like.
Is anyone
No, you look around and you don't see anyone that notices that you rolled really shit.
Okay. As you
You're
go
on,
down,
like,
do you
a
levitate
roof,
down
like-
again?
Yeah, so like I don't even change direction. I just start going and just like floating back down.
I just watch, like, you know a cat when they see something they like and they're like, just follow it with their head. I kind of like do the same and just watch him as he goes down.
When I notice you're looking at me, I'll like tumble in the air like and do like some little rolls and stuff, just extra.
As
And
he
then
looks up
eventually I
and does that,
gently touch the ground.
as you look up and do that, like through the cracks you can see me, I'm going to jump up in the air and do like loads of somersaults and then swoop back down.
Very
Now
nice.
I'm going to make you do an acrobatics check.
Oh, damn, okay.
Only because the gap is thin between
Yeah. Let's hope I don't faceplant.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think that's enough. Like, it's close, but you manage to do your little somersault and dive down, and you feel like the lip of the roof brush against your feathers.
That's
It might have been quite close.
amazing.
And I do another bow with my
My
wings
father
out.
would love to have seen that. You must meet him sometime.
Who is your father?
Oh. You probably wouldn't have heard of him.
No, I probably wouldn't have. And then I turn around and walk away.
Let's wait for me. And I was like, I'll follow him.
Okay. Who was going over to investigate the body?
I will do that. I will help
Okay,
Alistair with that.
Okay. So Storm, Kensei, and Alistair head round the corner to where you believe the body is being held. And Stelbor actually walks with you. And as you turn the corner, you can see the body has been like placed atop like a couple of crates. And there are a few guards kind of posted a little bit further down, where you can see now the alley turns right. And by the body is that there is someone in what appears to be like dark navy robes with like a small notebook, who with the quillers taking some notes, looking at the body. Can I help? We're here to look at the body. We've been contracted to investigate. So if you wouldn't mind, I prefer to do my own investigation. And the individual kind of looks at you and at Stelbor. Of course. Slaps the book shut. Be my guest. And steps back, places it down on the crate by the body, and just stands by the wall, just watching. Please. You first.
Let's have a look.
Roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, looking
Yo.
for any bites and claw marks or anything.
Yeah, what the fuck happened there?
What going on, huh?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what we like to see.
It's,
Okay. So, is there anything you're particularly
I'm just gonna
looking
roll a
for
D20.
like first? Yeah, it's probably better
at
to be
first
honest.
knowing what I'm gonna
I'm gonna aid Alistair with that. Oh,
Oh, she's already rolled it, unfortunately.
okay.
at first sight I'm thinking about my time in the abyss, recalling memories back in the Dune lands, of creatures I know of a fiendish nature. Also, then anything I've read about, and also just definitely getting into the grip, what killed it. Like, was it claws? Was it teeth? Was it sucked of life? That kind of thing. Eaten.
Sure.
Cause of death.
The first thing you notice about it is very, very pale. The body is extremely
Range?
pale.
Excuse
Like extremely pale. Like paler than it should be after death. The necrosis of it probably should have kicked in a little bit by now, but it looks like it's something has caused it to be preserved slightly longer. And as you kind of investigate the arms and look at like the veins, they are They are pale as well. Which is curious. You look at the other like the spaces where there are arteries along the body, on the leg, on the neck, and this person appears to have had significant blood loss to the point where there is no blood in their body. As you're investigating the neck, you see two very close piercing marks on their neck.
Oh shit.
Vampire!
Some vampire
But-
shit.
Based on the wounds and the blood that's coagulated there, that does not appear to have been the cause of death.
Oh.
There are claw marks all across the torso, and as you turn the body over, all across the back. And they have been bled profusely from.
And they're quite deep. Are they quite...
They look like they might be the cause of death.
Are they quite...
They look deep, like almost like numerous blades carved through at the same trajectory.
humanoid-sized hands or bigger? Like...
Okay, with that roll, I mean, you kind of place your paw up, get the others to kind of give a template. Seems maybe humanoid.
Okay. I guess my next question is, do I know of anything that could do this?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this Arcana. Because this is how I think if there was anything you would have learnt from it, it would be through that.
Yeah, through books and shit. Smashing them today.
Okay. No, but you fucking are, aren't you? You definitely have heard of magic that corrupts and curses people. And you believe you've heard of something that curses someone with a bloodthirst, and you think about it for a second. I think it's called vampirism.
Well, shit.
Well, then I turn to them all and I'm like, oh, this is not... From my reading as well, I know... Is that all I know? Do I know how dangerous, how very, very dangerous this can be? Or is it all just...
I'd say the story, like you've would have heard stories about them. Most of that kind of stuff comes from narrative, and they are particularly dangerous in those narratives. Yes, very charming, and often find themselves in places of power.
Oh, please no.
The fucking vampire, he's a
Why did we
fucking
never-
vampire.
Why did we consider this? Ah, right, so...
Oh my god.
Okay, so... It's all...
Wait. Do vampires count as devils?
Yeah, they are fiends.
They are.
Oh,
They
undead.
are
They're
not.
undead. They're undead, yeah.
Right.
But they,
You know who else is
Depends what-
undead?
depends what kind of fiction.
Yeah.
So, my first assumption, based on some readings I've done on particular curses, is there is a curse that afflicts people with a quite well documented and talked about in folklore. Oh, who am I kidding? I'll get to the point. I think it could be something inflicted with vampirism, judging by its lack of blood.
Vampirism?
What exactly does that mean? Is this body going to come back to life?
Not from my knowledge, no, but it's people inflicted with vampirism hunger so much for blood, essentially.
It depends on the vampire.
So you have
So you've come
experience.
to the same conclusion.
Please
It
share.
seems-
I have.
Has Storm shared this information with us?
Everyone around the body, I would have been speaking to. Yeah.
About the claw mark.
Oh yeah, I would have. Well, I would. You'd have seen me. You'd see the body. You'd see me lifting up the clothes.
Tensei turn to Stelgar and say, normal, suck them dry and then claw them for no reason.
No. The life cycle of a vampire is very complicated. It is incredibly dependent on the type of vampirism that caused it.
This one looks like it was having fun.
Very well could be. But look at the situation.
Why leave a witness?
Exactly. But there's more to it than that. This has been happening for some months. If all is to be believed. Every single one of the victims has had exactly the same markings. So unless this vampire is having fun every time, I don't think it's...
One.
I don't think... Let's call it an adult. When a vampire first turns, they undergo a bloodthirst, a bloodlust, an urge so powerful they can't contain it. I think we've got a newborn vampire in the city.
Oh, God, sex stuff.
Surely that means they'd be easy to eliminate. Yes.
No, my friend. Might make it harder. You see, most vampires, at least the ones that have been documented in the teachings that I've had, which are not perfect, they're at least a little more akin to discussion. Spawns. They're led by a different desire.
Are they as manipulative and charming as the myths say so?
Well, I've not exactly faced one.
But you're a
All I know is what I've been told. And what I've been told is they'll go for the kill. They're like animals. If it's not stopped, it'll continue to kill. Over and over. Whoever or whatever it was before doesn't matter.
Why
How
not?
long ago did these murders start?
How long?
How long ago did they start?
It's been a month ago when you were called here.
I was informed they've been happening for about 3 months.
I know this is a bit of a stretch, but I feel like Kente is trying to connect. It just seems like a bit too much of a coincidence. Also found out certain dark secrets about the people running the city. How long ago was, because based on the fact that we've talked to the townspeople about her, how long ago was Lord Theodore's marriage to Belinda and
I think you were told that it was, you know, a few months. Not exactly the exact time, but a few months.
Okay. I suppose the question now is, how do we find it and kill it?
We'll have to track it. Tell me. You seem knowledgeable, Tabaxi.
Yes.
You seem knowledgeable, Tabaxi. Have you lot fought a vampire before?
No one ever uses Storm's name.
I have not. My teacher told me stories, but I've never fought one. No, and I've heard that there are no small battle.
Well, I guess we'll all find out then.
One question though. In my readings, it was an Arcana check. Does that mean I know of them using magic? Would I connect that, or is it purely I'd know it because it's a curse? Not
I'd say you'd know it because it's a curse, but it's certainly not out the realm of possibility that, there are many variations. It's like think of it as like an illness that suddenly branches off and there are variants of it. Let's maybe not talk about variants of illnesses, but it's kind of like that. It changes and mutates.
Real.
I played this game to escape.
The seagull flew.
Oh, the seagull flu is coming.
It's eating me up inside.
The tapeworm.
And Jay turned into a were-seagull.
Yep.
Yes. Back to the game. You are the tracker after all. I have some skills that I can lend. And I assume if the tales are true that these are creatures of the night. With no point in tracking it in the day.
Well, because it's a night stalker, it must be somewhere during the day. It doesn't just vanish.
Maybe we can fill in the rest of the group. Maybe someone else has had a encounter with a vampire that we didn't know about.
Aye. Oh, well, one of them's coming around the corner now. And at this point, I'd say the rest of you kind of like, you two make your way down, and Aria, you're coming around the corner.
Does Zuko make the steps as he's down from the air? Like, I love it.
I was like tumbling around and falling like super dramatically, and then I gently land like toe, and then roll it, and then walk. So are we all here now? We all together?
Yeah, sorry, yes, everyone's kind of in the same vicinity.
Sorry, I was distracted by that very elegant display. It was very nice.
That was my exactly my goal. What have we found? We didn't find much on the rooftops.
Well, we've determined that the killer is most likely a vampire.
Vampire. Ooh.
Yes.
It's
I don't know
concerning.
much about them myself.
That is such a
Stelbor, I
relief.
thought perhaps maybe one of you had experience.
How much would Gaik know about vampires? Because I feel like he would probably be might even be confused at what a vampire is.
Roll me a nature check.
No, just for fun, because they're one of the more
Never heard of it.
They're one of the more
Could
humanoid monsters. Can Ken say roll to see if he's maybe like?
I'll
leave it up to you. It's one of the more humanoid
you
ones.
can roll. You can roll for it. Let's go for a history check for you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Aria's definitely probably read D&D version of Twilight as a teen, so she's probably got knowledge from
The
books,
sparkle
maybe.
ones.
Because
Well-
I've just been with Zuko and I've walked around the corner, I'm just gonna really quietly whisper in his ear. It's a vampire.
Yeah, they are such a romantic creatures. Very dashing.
Oh, look at that.
I once slept with one. They visited the castle. It was perfect.
Oh,
That is a
please.
story that I want to hear, please. For science, of course.
Can we stop romanticizing vampires? What's...
No, of course. I would like to quickly just add. So we're clear. I didn't do it. We're all happy with that now.
I mean, unless you
Wasn't
start
this-
throwing fangs.
So the real question is, why would this creature do this to me? Was this a targeted attack? Was it trying to make me look guilty? No?
What?
Well,
I don't think it did anything to you. I think it could
spent the
stomach
night in a sticky brothel. Thanks to this creature. I need to spend my life behind bars.
And brothels.
Well, alone, there's not many worse places.
It's like stick my hand on his shoulder. Like sometimes life is just unlucky.
I can't imagine why anyone would want to lock you up, eh?
What is that supposed to mean?
During this whole conversation, the cogs in Guyek's head are turning about that. He's like, this is the first time he's ever heard of a vampire. Apparently they're sexy. Zuko slept with one. Like, he's like, what is going on?
I like the idea of, like, he said they're really sexy, and then he turns to the bits like,
Like, I'm just looking down at the floor, like, trying to process everything.
18 histories. I don't know if that. Do I know anything?
I'd say, I mean, it's probably similar to Arya in that you've maybe heard of things in stories, but honestly, it wouldn't be anything concrete.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
What about you? Find anything? You seem to be enjoying nosing around the scene. Pointing to you, Arya.
Yes, there was a big puddle of blood that looked like it had been licked, so to speak. So it kind of fits with your theory. I was just in the middle of following where the blood was leading. Can I still see any droplets down here, or is it?
Oh yeah,
stopped?
you can. I mean, you can see it. As, I mean, you've been following the trail, yeah.
Yeah, but it just
It didn't
stopped
seem to end.
at the end.
I mean, it stopped as you kind of joined this conversation.
Right.
But,
Okay.
I mean, you can see like more of them going onwards, but you'd need to continue to
Right,
follow them
okay.
to know where it exactly goes.
What was the word that Stelgar used to refer
Stelbor.
to?
To refer to
He called it like a. Was it a thrall or a
a spawn.
spawn? That's the word.
I'm gonna point to the trail of blood and be like, that is probably the best lead we have at the moment. Follow it and see where it goes.
Good spot.
Significant
That's
amount
right.
of time has passed, but yes, it would be worth doing.
You've got an eye about you.
Got me this far.
Impressive. You seem kind of crouched down, kind of looking at the specs that you're pointing out. Kind of takes like a dagger out from his waist. Kind of chips off a little bit of the blood.
I lean over to Zuko. Is he a vampire?
Does he often eat blood from things he finds on the floor?
This is a relatively new experience.
First for us as well.
What did you gain from that?
I know its scent, or at least the scent of its last feast.
Oh.
You can see like his eyes seem to like darken slightly, and the white around the yellow iris begins to like almost go bloodshot and red. Almost like he's been smoking a bunch of pot. That's a very American term. I don't know why I came up with that.
Devil's lettuce.
Devil's
And you
lettuce.
see his head kind of twist towards the alleyway that you had been continuing to go down, where it then turns right. that way.
Oh.
That way.
We're doing things with our eyes. And I take my blade out a little bit, unsheath a little bit, scratch my nails along the blade, and then one of the star lights up, and my eyes pulse with this like lightning sparks. I'm gonna cast see invisibility.
Okay. You cast invisibility. Don't see anything yet. Are you following Storm?
I'm gonna follow. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alright. You see him kind of like tracking the scent of this blood. He almost has this this animalistic notion about him as he kind of follows it. But he continues to do so. But the rest of you, you see him kind of beginning to move around that corner, turning right down the other alleyway.
I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna try and use my wings to keep off the ground, not
Okay.
to disturb anything.
And the rest of you?
Following, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following for sure.
So,
Cheers.
oh, we got them
I'll
shaky boys
I'll
that
get
way.
rid of them now. Yeah.
Be gone.
Thoughts.
Goddamn bots. So you
Big old
follow him
banhammer.
as he makes his way down the alleyway, and you watch him come to that four-way intersection, and he sharply turns right, down a much more narrow one. You kind of have to like almost slightly sidestep, or angle your bodies as you walk down and follow. Definitely only narrow enough for one of you, sorry. And it's difficult to see, above him. At this point, Gaiac, you probably aren't going to be able to fly it, so unless you go to the above the building, because it is very, very narrow for the spread of your wings. Like we're talking 3 foot wide.
Okay, I'll start walking then, so I can still
Okay.
see what's going on.
Just out of curiosity, what's the marching order?
I'll be behind Stelbor.
I'll be up
I'll be
there.
behind Storm.
Okay.
I want to be at the back.
I wanted. I guess.
Well, what happened to the last guy who was at the back, eh?
I guess where I was above, I would just slot in where there's a gap. So
Okay.
I
sure.
don't where. I don't know where I would be.
Yeah, I'll go to the back. I'll be at the back.
Okay.
Please, protect me.
I'll slot in somewhere near Zuko because I want to keep an eye on him and see if he flies again.
Where are your wings?
But that's your rear, don't worry.
Thank you.
Eventually, as you head down this alleyway, it only takes you a few minutes. You see him crouch, and as you see Stubble crouch, you are now able to see over him, and there is very clearly a metallic iron grate on the floor,
Oh.
and he kind of smells around it. He turns back to you. How do you feel about getting your clothes a little dirty?
Absolutely not.
This
Well.
is not our first tour.
Enjoy, if we all die, then enjoy prison. And he kind of begins to lift up the grate and push it off.
Where are you?
It's just like darkness
Why
below.
me?
Well, I'll be coming down. Don't want
Now
no.
we always end up in a sewer.
Are we going to
Every-
down
Does
that
anyone
long?
have any, does anyone have non-physical means of light?
We're gonna produce flame.
Other than that?
I will get rid of the flame.
Hello. Just ignite the
No,
gas.
Alice is not with us, is he?
Just in case we hit a pocket of gas, I'd rather not blow myself up. If I could blow myself, that'd be... Anyway, let's go down. Slides down.
Oh, I may have wasn't here for it, damn it.
Well, there are you know, a few of us who can see in the darkness, so they could just lead the way.
And
Right.
if we encounter the vampire that can see in the dark,
Well, then we go boom, boom, you know, light the place up.
and the people who can't see in the dark,
You'll be losing your
Fun.
2 fighters.
I don't think you guys need light.
It's afraid of the dark.
I'm surprised with eyes like yours, you're not able to see.
yeah, there are all those people who say the light spell's not very
You
useful.
would like finally I
Those
don't have to
people are
balance
morons.
for the 2 fighters in a party.
Who are you saying that to, Storm?
Stelbor.
I can see, but we're tracking blood. Be nice to be able to discern colour.
No, I am in the process of researching how to produce lights through the weave, but I
Can
am.
you do it now?
Oh yes, let me just get my tome out and finish my hour-long research on the field.
Then why did you bring it up if you can't do it now?
I mean, I'm in the process.
If we need something to do it now.
Alright, children, come on.
You can,
And he begins to
Kensei.
climb down.
Yeah.
Stelbor has disappeared down the sewer grate.
I'll jump down as well.
Come in! The water's fine, fine.
Water.
Oh yes, lots of water. Lots of yucky
no.
water.
I just turn around to Zuko. At least you're not covered in feathers.
Oh gosh. I'll follow them down. Very, very sad about this.
Yeah, you're wishing you
Whole
didn't
thing goes
use your
down.
levitate now.
No, I can at this level I can fly for 40 minutes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But I don't know how long we're going to be down there, so I don't want to just use all my
Use it.
flying speed. Yeah. So I'm just going to grin and bear it.
As he floats down, I look to turn to Ara, like, to tell him that that's not actually.
I just need to know that. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, as presumably you each make your way down into the sewer, we'll take our break there.
Okay. Oh wait, I'll do it after this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm
Sure.
fucking
Do
vampire.
it afterwards if you've got something to do. Are you doing it
Just
before you
real
go
quick,
down?
just a quick perception check to make sure no one's following us.
Okay, sure. Yeah, let's do that before then,
Right.
because we'll start it with you guys going down.
See
So yeah, roll a
people
perception check,
watching us,
and then we'll take our break.
followed, looking at the rooftops, looking everywhere.
Okay, yeah, you glance around, looking up at the roof down the either way of the alley, even through some of the windows that look out onto this very, very narrow alleyway. As far as you can tell, no one is watching you. You feel confident. You've got a private moment.
Awesome.
And with that, you're able to climb down. And we'll take a break there. So, we'll be back. Shall we say 10 minutes just because... then we can get as much as we can done. So we'll see you at 22. Until then, enjoy the non-existent
Messy.
ads because we don't have anything cool. And a welcome back. So where we left off beforehand, basically. You had agreed to help Stelbor and proceeded to meet Zuko, the would-be witness of a crime, which you then investigated the crime scene of and uncovered that it could potentially be a vampire, but maybe a strange kind. Following the scent of the blood, both thanks to Stelbor's abilities and Arya's perceptiveness, you were able to trace the trail to a sewer grate not too far away from the scene itself, of which you began to make your way inside of. And that is where we return. So you clamber your way down into the interior of this sewage network. You bring yourself down to the bottom of the ladder, which gets slowly more and more crusty as you get further in. The ladder itself lands in like a small semicircular alcove on the side of the main chamber of the sewage network. There appear to be small ridge lines on either side before it kind of dips into a trench in between where this running liquid does move. You dread to think what is in the interior of that liquid, but it is there nonetheless.
Duty.
Eventually you will, make your way down and find yourselves just on the exit of this alcove. And you can see further down on either direction it goes into darkness, with odd trails off at various points, some leading upwards, some leading further down, and others doorways. Stelbor, who is the first down, is already looking to the southernly most direction, which is to your right as you clamber down. The smell is foul, but I think I can at least still keep a trace on the scent.
When is it you ascertained your abilities? May I ask?
Sure you want to know?
I wouldn't have asked otherwise.
Fine. He begins to, make his way in that direction, kind of ushering you to follow him. Kind of an expectation of to talk as you walk.
I'm gonna look around for any that. Actually, no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. Don't worry.
How deep is the liquid?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Do you want to find out?
Yeah. No. Oh wait, are we not in it yet? Are we not actually walking in it yet?
No.
Oh.
You are on the edge. So either side of this main, let's call it a hall. There are very thin, maybe 2-3 foot wide stone pathways on either side, and then it kind of dips into a trench where the liquid is. So you're not currently walking on through the slurry, let's call it, but the ground is coated in the dried excrement, and it does smell foul. And every so often you kind of crunch through something and you don't want to know what it is. Mice scatter as you walk, and in replies to you, Storm, Stelbor, who is still kind of following the trail, and turns down one pathway into a narrow passage, which seems to connect to another main chamber. My abilities came at a price. That's all I want to say.
Came at the price. Was it like a deal? Or
No. Definitely not. There wasn't really much of a choice in it. This way. It turns. I don't know how you got your skillful abilities. I haven't really seen much of them, but I saw you do something as we were looking through the alleys. What was that?
it was merely just something I've been studying. I studied the arcane. It was being able to see into the ethereal plane, things that don't want to be seen. Thought it could be helpful.
Impressive. That is impressive. No, I can't do anything like that. But I suppose we're not too dissimilar in some ways. I had to study, though. Kind of looks at his hand, which you can see the veins on it are now like almost blackened. So my skills, shall we call them, were not learnt. You really have no idea where my group, anything about who I work for, do you?
I'm not from the Restless Coast, as you may be able to see.
I've never heard of you either.
What did you say? Was it Alistrine that said that?
No, I said
Before as well?
I'd never heard of it.
Yeah,
Oh no, but I
asked
think
how he got
Alistrine
them.
said something as
Oh,
well.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's alright. Just trying to make sure I know who was saying what.
Yeah, I just asked how he got them. Like how he got his skill.
It's a long story. One I'm sure you would love to hear. But suffice to say, the Unhallowed find those that have no one, and they give them something. A direction. I wasn't born like this. I was made it. In some ways I'm grateful. But I am a freak.
Don't say
Tony.
that. You are not a freak. Don't say
Oh,
that
no,
about
I am.
yourself.
I am.
Skills that are earned doesn't make you freakish. It makes you well trained.
I didn't earn nothing.
Sounds like they were thrust upon you by someone else's decisions.
Bingo. Can anyone else hear that?
I don't know, can I?
I'm going to be
Everyone
looking.
roll me a perception check.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to be using
Can I hear?
the invisibility to look around the crooks and crannies, see if I can see anything left.
Okay.
When it's sight.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Holy shit.
Like the least perceptive.
You
For God's
disadvantage.
sake.
The disadvantage.
Oh,
right?
we're disadvantaged, don't we? Fuck! Ah!
Oh.
No, you do
It
not,
was
because
sound.
that would be if you're relying on sight. This is sound.
Oh,
Great.
Oh.
Legs are
Blind,
Yeah.
but his ears are good.
Yeah, those of you, I mean, everyone but Zuko who rolled, hear like this very faint scratching sound, like something sharp scraping against masonry
What direction does it sound like it's coming from?
from the direction that you're coming. No, sorry, the direction that you're going. Sorry. That's what I meant, where you're going.
What is
I
it?
can hear that, yes.
What does it sound like to you?
Knives.
Nails on a chalkboard. I'm guessing more accurately masonry.
Sounds like something sharpening its nails. Sharpening its weapons. Or something agitated. Maybe marking its territory. Either way, I think we should definitely be on guard.
Can
He
I
begins to pull
produce
out
my
a silver
dagger?
sword from his back.
I will very
Can
slowly
indeed.
draw both my swords as well.
I'm gonna notch an arrow and eyes start glowing.
Are we getting ready for something?
I would suggest you do, yes.
I'm ready.
Can you even fight?
Of course I can. Of course I
You're not
can.
gonna piss yourself
the
again?
shout echoes down the hallway, and that scratching stops.
Keep your voices down and keep your steps light.
Okay.
He begins to push up forward a little bit more. Shit. Stopped. You continue onwards. It goes down for about another 30 foot, and you see it splits into now like a Y junction.
From like the way, from the I don't know how to say it, like the way the sound was. Did it sound like it was further away, or it was just quiet?
It sounded like it was further away. Like the echo, the way that it echoed made it sound like it was echoing through the narrow claustrophobic tunnels, as opposed to like something quiet ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this ain't good. The smell goes down both ways.
We should
We're
stick
not
together.
Yes, we definitely shouldn't split up. That seems like a terrible idea.
I mean,
What do we
Zuko
do
could
then?
go
Which
one way
way
and the rest of
smells
us
more?
could go another.
Want
That
me to
works
go
for
on my
me.
own?
No, that would be a terrible idea.
I think he could handle it.
It would be a terrible idea because you can't see in the dark.
If I could see, then yes. If you think I could handle it, then sure. But I can't see, so oh dear, I'll have to stay with you.
I don't know if this will help, but I'm gonna touch our blood hunter friend on the shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay, lasts for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Which path smells more irony?
Do you want to make a perception check
Smell
using
iron.
the sense of smell? I'm going to give you disadvantage on this because of the
Sure.
smell of shit.
Sure, yeah, makes sense. 22.
Can
Someone
I?
had some really irony poos.
Wow. Okay. You try and kind of you see what he's doing and kind of smelling in, and you join him in an attempt to kind of deduce what way might see him fresher, where the iron smell is stronger. You sniff it both ways. There's, dried crimson along the wall, like something had been dragged across it. Or swiped at the very least. The right one.
This one smells more iron.
Let's make sure we're quieter this time.
Yeah.
Be stealthy.
Are you sure?
Follow your nose whenever in doubt.
Okay. He heads on in that direction. It curves slightly, and you walk for another maybe 5 minutes before that small curving hallway opens back into a wider, much wider than before actually, like a maybe 30 foot across arched chamber that again goes down. There are pathways on either side and another gulch where the liquid slurry flows down, and you can see numerous grated holes along the sides and the ceiling of this interior where liquid drips out of very infrequently, and in some cases like there's a gush of water and other things that splash into the central kind of slurry. Delightful. Well, let's go. And he continues to head south once again. Everyone roll me another perception check, please.
Uh-huh.
This is based on sound.
Yikers.
You do again.
God damn it.
Oh,
The
there we
scales
go.
have been balanced.
Yep, there we go. Both rolled exactly
Okay.
the same.
Okay. That was that 22. Your new
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, you, Aria and Zuko. You hear. Actually, I'm gonna roll for him as well. I forgot to do that. Okay. You too hear the sloshing of liquid from ahead. Some distance, perhaps. Sounds faint, but it's unmistakably something moving through liquid. Like a... And then it stops.
Coming towards us.
It's very difficult to tell. You know that it is not near you. It echoed up from
Far
further
off.
down.
Yeah. Okay.
Something's moving up ahead.
In here now.
Whatever it is, it's
What
in the
it is.
water.
You. And he kind of turns to Storm. Can you keep an eye on the water? Water.
Yes.
I can keep a look on it. Yes.
I don't want anything jumping us. Clasps the blade with two hands. Continues on.
As we're going along, it's gonna sound stupid. I'm gonna see if I can. It's gonna be hard because obviously we're not. But
Oh, you cut out there. Sorry.
oh, you know, I was gonna say it's gonna be difficult because everything smells like shit. But I'm just trying to think about ways that we can light up the area. A tight spot, otherwise. I'm trying to sniff out and thane as we're going along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll me a perception check for your
That's
smell.
actually a good thing to do.
Yeah. Oh wait.
Okay. You inhale.
Ugh.
I mean, it smells bad. Obviously, it smells real bad. But
Poo particles in my mouth.
you've been in rooms where there have been that kind of gas before. You think back to the time you had to fight that carrion crawler, and that was like the kind of toxic gas, and you recall that smell, but you do not smell it currently.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep an eye out for that smell.
Mhm.
So just like every new like tunnel we go into and stuff like that, just keeping an eye out for it.
Okay.
Or nose open for it.
So you see that now about 70 foot away from you. For some of you anyway, I think some of you have a better dark vision. Or at the very least, as you get to about 60 foot, you can see where the tunnel begins to curve at like a 90-degree curve to the left.
I'm gonna be.
Can I ask how stealthy everyone's being? Just because you've heard
Oh,
sounds
I'm
of something
trying to be
ahead.
stealthy if I can.
All
Yeah.
of us are on stealth mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we roll?
Okay. If you're trying to be stealthy, yeah. I think he will try and be stealthy. What's he wearing again?
Hey.
Oh yeah, he gets disadvantage.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh
That's
my
a
god.
not
one.
good.
And
That's
that
a
one
one
plus
for you?
13.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Wow. I mean, it's still a 14. That's still pretty
a
fucking
Yeah.
great.
Rogues, man.
God damn it.
Right,
Jesus
man.
Your
Christ.
roll's been insanely good.
Oh, I
Aria
rolled.
could just phase out of reality if she rolls a natural 20. Melt
Yeah.
into the floor.
Okay. So what have we got? We've got
Wait,
6.
when did rogues get that ability?
reliable or
Yeah.
something, right? Reliable
Uh,
Cullen.
I think so, yeah.
Adstream, do you want me to roll your stealth for you?
Oh.
I don't know if she's still here.
What's between?
I wish to wait.
What's between? Hello?
I'll add her roll just so that you've
Yeah.
got something.
Ah,
in case it's
Wait!
this. There we go.
On to level 11.
So, 2. Okay.
Even when she's not here, she rolls like Outstream.
Okay. You believe you're being stealthy.
We believe we're being.
I have the knife.
Eventually you come up to where the curve turns, and you can see it turns once again to the right 90 degrees. But you don't see anything, nothing jumps out at you. Actually, I'll tell you what you actually see is, so it does turn to the right, but you see just before it turns to the right, there is another offshoot where the wall kind of turns down, goes downwards in the same direction, almost like it's a larger chamber with a wall, a circular wall in the middle. So it looks like maybe like a circular, sort of circular room where sewage comes into and piles in before it drains further southward. So you do see you effectively see two offshoots along the right hand wall.
Do we see anything in the water? Or the slugs?
Roll a perception check if you're having a look. Storm with his passive does not see anything.
Yeah, I wanted to say before, I keep missing the opportunity to say it, but I want to be looking at the ceilings, water, looking at if there's anything invisible, just with my see invisibility.
Sure, roll a perception check. Go ahead.
Wow, what's going on? These rolls today for me.
Okay.
What? Oh, we got disadvantage, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do not see anything. It's difficult to see deep within. You just see kind of like floating pieces of matter in this disgusting and foul-smelling sewage. But nothing on the ceiling either, other than where a liquid drops from and occasionally
Do I
gushes
get
out.
disadvantage, or I don't have disadvantage, do I? Because I've got dark vision, or do I have disadvantage?
You do not have you. It is pitch black in here, so it counts as dim lighting
Okay, good.
because there's not actually a light source currently.
Yeah, that's not
Stelbor kind of pauses as it gets to like this turn where you see these two offshoots going down to the right. Okay, and he continues. You see him go towards the first offshoot to the right, and the liquid does kind of come down this way in a smaller channel, but you also can see that this space here as it turns down to the right, there are like rotting crates and barrels here, and you see very clearly like this rotting wooden door appears to be maybe like half open. And Stelbor just turns. He's gonna listen. I don't hear anything. Which of you is the most discreet?
Aria.
Yeah, point at Aria.
If you can find her.
Oh yeah.
What do you need me to do?
I need you to just carefully approach that door and look through, see if you can see anything. The smell is strong.
You got it, boss. Gingerly approach the door.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Where are we?
Okay. Being careful with how quiet it is in here. Carefully tiptoe towards the door. Do take a look inside as the door is kind of like half open.
Yep.
Okay. You glance inside. Roll me a perception check.
Advantage?
Disadvantage. It is pitch black in there.
Oh, that's cool. Well,
You kind of glance inside, and you see maybe like it's almost pitch black in here, but you can see part of the darkness move separate to the other. You can't tell what it looks like, how big it is, but you just kind of see something shift in the darkness. But it could just be your eyes playing tricks on you.
alright. Tiptoe back to Stelbor. There could be something in there. There could not be. Too dark.
Oh, we have to check. The rest of you, how discreet are you?
I can be discreet enough to not be perceptible to creatures of this plane.
Can vampires see invisibility?
Question.
We don't know.
Depends.
Do you think this one might be able to?
There's no way of knowing.
I don't want to waste the ability.
I wouldn't be object to doing it. I could do it. And I can see as well, so I'll do it.
Are you sure?
My
So
worry
looking
is
for someone stealthy is out of stream not the best bet?
Oh, yes. Because you can cast it on other people, can't you? You don't have to cast it on yourself.
I'm more thinking about the fact that if something is in there and we want to strike, it's how convenient it is to get everyone there.
Surely we just bust the door down, charge in there, catch it by surprise. Shock it all.
Well, if there's nothing in there, then we'll shock it, but in a different location. It'll run off.
I already shouted. It knows we're down here.
Additionally, the door
And if
is
it
open.
is in there. I doubt we're going to shock it much. It realizes we can't even see it.
I don't mind going in.
I think we're going to have to risk the light. If no one has a means, we're going to need something. We can't have people fighting blind.
Can I smell the
It'll
methane?
be a liability.
I could try and light these crates if we are at the moment we strike.
Can I smell the methane?
No?
I can't smell any of the gas. I think it might be so.
Can I have a look at, just from where I am, without like moving around too much, can I see if any of the crates look drier than the others and sort of less rotten?
You'll have to make your way closer towards the door.
Oh, that is not what I want to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Do you sense it in there? Do you sense it with your smelly eyes? I don't know what you're doing right now, Stelbor.
I do smell it, but I can't tell if it's there. I just smell. It's complicated. I'm not going to go into explaining exactly the intricacies of what I'm doing.
But you think it might be in there?
It could be in there. This is where the trail leads,
Right.
but it could go further.
I mean, it's not often you find a crate and a wooden door in a sewer. I wouldn't expect. First one we've come across. Surely this thing has made this its home. Or hideout of some sort.
And lure it out. Set a trap. Ambush.
We could. I do make quite good bait. I could yell and scream. And then fly away.
I'm down for that plan.
Well, we can't just
I
stand
could live
here all
with that
day.
plan.
It's a bad plan. It's not a bad plan.
There was a big open space back where we were, right? We could, like, I don't know, dot ourselves around and someone stands in the middle being like, oh no, I hope a hot vampire doesn't come for me, oh no.
I mean, it works for me.
I would also
Sure.
think being the bait would be fun. I think this is a great plan.
Let's set it up.
I have been bait
Sure.
before, and it is very fun. Just make sure you look helpless, flail around a little bit, and yeah, ruffle your feathers or whatever
I
it
don't
is
think
that you have.
Zuko needs to get into character.
It's my perfect role, honestly. It was made for me.
You begin to hear like a shuffling from ahead, from where that door is.
Okay,
Right, let's go.
let's back up and set
Move
an ambush.
stealthily.
Yeah.
Okay, you move back slightly, and find like a more open space, but still within earshot.
Okay.
Would we be within? Would you say? Would we be within 30 feet? 30 feet
Of
of the door.
Probably not.
Okay, that's what. It's fine.
Why? What are you thinking?
No, if I want to light the crates, then I have to move it. I can just move. It'll just take movement. That's all.
Oh right.
Right.
So what's the plan? Run me through it.
If there's things to hide behind, like pipes or say other crates, people could dot themselves around, and then in the middle we can have the lovely Prince Zuko as our bait, and lure it out. And when it's there, we all schwa.
Yeah,
that?
my aim is that as soon as whatever like Zuko has successfully been bait, I want to try and light the crate so that me, Kensei, and Zuko can all see properly.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Let me just check something here. Okay. Let me just give you the map so that you can get a better idea of this.
Mappy.
Oh,
We love maps.
it's a map.
I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the
I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
So you're currently setting up in this kind of trajectory here. This is like the open space.
Right.
Okay.
And the door is currently over here. This little blue line that you might be able to see.
Awesome.
And you should be able to just drag your tokens on.
Oh yeah.
No, drag.
How
There,
would
there's
a
Zuko.
oh, there I am.
Yeah, you should be able to control it as well.
I cannot move him.
Okay, that's good to know. Why can you not do that? Apparently it's not representing you. Let's try that again.
Yeah, why is mine not gone on there? Oh, there I am.
There we
Yes.
go.
Hiding
move
in the
him now.
darkness. It's your stealth roll.
Is that the right one though? Because he's got like
Right.
less HP than I should have.
Oh, shit.
It's the wrong me.
It's an imposter.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Remember, I had
Where's
the
the-
wrong
Eject him
sheet
now.
at first.
You did, so maybe I... yeah, hold on.
I could just. Can I just change?
Oh,
it?
I know why. I know why. It's fine. I've realised what it was. It's because it
Alright.
was set to a certain number. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Which we should be...
Perfect. I'm willing to go like right here, right in front of the door, for this bait and just lure it straight out. I wouldn't stand in the doody though. I guess we were on this side, right? We came down this tunnel. Up
Yeah,
here.
you came from... you came from the north side up here.
Okay, so I would be on this side of the thing because I ain't getting in that poopy. All right.
Just because it's kind of like what I'm aiming for, where would you say the crates would be?
As in where the crates are for lighting,
Yes.
they would be along this wall where Zuko is, because that's the
okay.
first like opening that comes down.
Okay.
Let's just put the combat overlay. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah,
Actually.
I've definitely just given that away.
I didn't see anything.
Didn't see anything.
Yeah, I don't have it
That's
like
alright.
on my monitor. I just have it on in the background.
That's right. I'm going to just set the screen up in a certain way, and then I will move over to the combat overlay for our wonderful viewers. So, how's this going down?
So that I can move further, I'm gonna say the command word for my armor and undon my
Oh.
armor.
Two of me.
Yeah, that's because you couldn't see it because you dragged it into darkness the first time. That's why I didn't come on.
Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
say that again, Sam.
So that I can move further,
Mhm.
because now that we've realised I can't fly with my armor, I am gonna say my command word and undon my armor,
Okay.
which will bring me down to 14 AC.
Okay.
So
So you're using. Are you using the command word that blasts it apart, right? Is that
Oh
what it
wait,
does?
is that it? Just.
Oh,
thought
I
it
think
just
you're
falls
right.
off.
I think it does just fall off. I think you're right. It does fall off.
Yeah, it just like.
But there is one that
deassembles.
it reassembles. But
Better catch that shit.
you're going. Yeah, you are about to disassemble it. It's going to disconnect and just collapse to the floor. You know that, right? This metal armor. Still gonna do it?
Alright then, let's go with no. A no on that. A very sharp no on that one. Alright, I'll go behind this corner then.
Here's one small issue for you, Gaiak.
Yes.
You do you have dark vision?
No, this is why. This is what I'm scared
Yeah.
about.
So you can't see the crates to light them.
God.
You would need to get right up to the crates to light them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. My move without flying. I only have 25 feet movement as well.
Does anybody have a torch?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to go to fucking place the
Here's the
charter.
thing. As soon as I can kind of see, not well, but I can see-ish. As soon as I see something going for Prince to go, I will blast it. It will create light, and you can see then. And then in that time, you can light up the crates.
Could I have a torch for my bait?
Point.
I want to, like I've wandered into the wrong tunnel.
That
Yeah.
would
If we had
also-
torches, we wouldn't need to light the crits on fire.
I have a torch.
True.
Oh, I have torches.
I
Why
didn't, I
do
didn't,
That
we
sounds
always
like the
forget that
defenseless
people
look
have
as well.
torches?
I don't have any torches. I used them all up.
I passed Zuko a torch.
I like the
Actually,
torch.
Yeah, torches come with like.
Okay, you immediately see the
A
area
giant
surrounding
creature
you.
in front of you.
Okay, now hide, all of you. Be
When
ready.
it attacks you, could you try and throw the torch at the crate?
I'm going to do my best. Gag, stop putting extra pressure on me.
Sorry,
It's a very
not
stressful
it's not
situation.
easy
You
being blind.
hear a sound like this whimpering from the room.
I'm going to draw it out. Be ready. And I'll start
No.
walking towards the door very slowly.
Okay.
Go be loud, knock, knock.
I'm gonna quickly cast False Life on myself.
Okay.
Can I be stealthy and like kind of moving around like this area? Because obviously that's the direct eye line of the door, but I kind of want to be like stealthy, like towards the wall in the shadows.
You can certainly try, but still
Okay.
doesn't make you invisible. So if it does catch you in plain sight, it's definitely going to see
Yeah.
you. But you can certainly try.
Where I wanna be. I might be up here as well.
Do you want me to roll the stealth for you?
No, it's alright. I got it. It's up.
Okay, cool. Oh, perfect. Okay, you try to be as stealthy as you can, like pressing your body against the wall and kind of obscuring yourself as much as you can.
So with
Stelbor kind of pulls out his blade, it's already out, but he's kind of like closely watching the door.
Come back.
what?
Come back. I have a better idea. Come back here.
But I was like so high. I was ready.
Bit late.
This room. If this thing is what it is, you could. I don't want you to get killed. And I strike my blade, and here I'm gonna cast Major Illusion and create a like a freshly bloodied corpse. Because with Major Illusion you can create smells as well, so it's gonna stank of blood.
Okay. So you're casting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
awesome.
as you
Can we
cast
still
that,
see?
is the torch still lit up? That's the
Yeah,
question.
can we?
Yeah,
can we
I
still-
didn't put it out. I've got it.
Okay. So you can just about see from the bright light given by this torch in front of the door, this image begins to appetite as like a few sparks appear. An image of this festering corpse. You see like maggots crawling over it, blood and pus pouring from the orifices, and as soon as it appears, you hear this, and then immediately charging out, you see this this creature.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it is absolutely not fucking hot. It may once have been hot, but this woman is now dishevelled with this greasy black hair, bloodstained pale skin. Creates a completely different picture from whatever she may have looked like previously. The garments of her past are torn and ripped, coated in the dry blood of probably many others. Her features are sharp but almost like blades, where bones press against flesh, and these yellow eyes pierce the darkness. Two long protruding fangs press against her chin, splitting through the top lips as she kind of charges out and jumps onto the image, which she immediately notices as false. Everyone roll initiative.
Yay!
Why are there no gifts for vampires in Witcher? God damn it!
Click your tokens.
Ah,
Your
balls.
token.
I didn't. I'm a bit
Oh,
stupid.
I didn't. Oh.
I had a whole monologue in my head, man, and you just like boom.
Oh,
Oh, I
ruined
was
it.
excited to see it.
I just
That'd
got
be
worried,
insane.
worried about you being squishy.
I mean,
that's
yeah, she probably would have run out and sucked my blood out. So
Can't click on my token. Oh. Oh no, there we go. That's fine.
Make sure you're on the right. You're on the mouse tool.
Okay. So, Stelbor. Let's see what Stelbor
Hey!
Oh
all.
shoot!
Annoyed.
Yeah.
Oh, Stelbor rolled like shit.
should I
that is
re-roll?
really
Now
bad.
I'm on the thing.
No, it's okay. I'll put you on. What did you get?
15.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
A lot of 15.
And
16.
she is gonna get a. Oh!
Oh no.
That's not fun.
That's a
She gets. Whew. Where is she? Down there.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't think anyone had any readied actions except for Kayak or... Oh no, Ari, you said you were looking to shoot something when it came through the door.
What I was gonna do was part of a different plan. We didn't really specify that we were holding anything.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. So she is out in the open, but I mean, in this moment, this kind of image has appeared, and you on the other side, like, confused as to what's going on. It's hard to hear what they're saying because they're having to whisper it, and then suddenly this image appears, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then she charges out of the door.
Hang on. So just to clarify.
Tensei.
Okay, cool. Fine. I think I can just make it. Yeah. Oh, do I want to step in the poo-poo? That's the question.
Nobody wants to.
So, the torch is still up, right?
Yeah, I'm
It
holding
is,
it.
yeah, you can see her.
Oh,
You can see
thank God
her
for that.
in bright light.
So I'm going to go 30 feet to get to specifically so that I don't clog up Zuko and Storm's line of sight.
Okay.
And I'm going to fucking lay into it.
Okay. Roll some attack rolls.
First strike. 23.
Your blades are not magical, are they?
No, not yet.
Okay. That hits.
Oof.
Okay. 8 slashing damage. 8 slashing damage. Okay.
It's not like it's not like resisting it at all or anything.
The blade, as you slash with your blade, you notice it does not do as much damage as you were expecting.
Just wanted to make sure. Number 2. 20.
That will also hit.
11.
11. Okay. And again, not quite as much as you were expecting.
And the last one. 23.
Roll some damage.
Oh, you can.
Okay. I mean, it's still some decent damage as you come over with the blade, and, well, 2 blades, having brought them out and slash 3 times across its body. You watch as blood sprays. It's like this black ichor. Not quite as, like, ichory as the demonic stuff you've seen before, but it is like sludge or oil. And as you kind of hit it, it kind of flings itself backwards with every hit. But you watch the wounds kind of slightly close, having resisted some of the damage that you have imparted upon it. Is that the end of your turn, Kensei?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. It is now the creature's turn. She kind of looks up at you, looks towards the source of light, or was looking at the source of light, and having taken these blows, looks directly at you, and she opens her jaw, and it's kind of like slightly dislocated. And these teeth, these fangs are like long boys. They stretch right below her chin, almost like a saber-toothed tiger. She like widens her mouth and tries to leap on you to bite at you. And that is going to be, let's see here. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Ah, damn it, yeah.
Okay. 21 to hit. For 7 piercing damage.
Where's the cat?
I'm waiting for
7
it.
piercing damage. Oh shit! I just knocked all my dice over. 7 piercing damage. But you are right there. That is not all.
50 billion necrotic damage.
Oh god.
Wait.
Okay.
Gotta be
You take. Oh God, I should have checked these fucking numbers better. Okay, that's not good. You take 11 necrotic damage
Okay. That's not the worst.
as it
Not
kind
the
of
worst.
jumps at you and bites into your shoulder, and you watch it draining the blood out. And there's this you feel like this poison sinking into your body, this undeathly poison. In addition, your hit point maximum is reduced by 11.
Oh
shit.
no!
Okay, that's a different story.
That is very different.
Hey, on the bright side now, my hit point maximum is now.
Missed that.
In addition, it kind of moves round a step and then brings its claw up to slash at you.
Okay, now.
Why is that not playing again? Okay. Now it's going to try and slash at you. Okay, that will be 17 to hit.
It just hits me.
Just hits. Oh shit, boy. Okay. So as it kind of pulls away from your bite, its claws come across at you, and they are like, they're not metal, but they are sharp, and they cut through the seams in your armor for 8 slashing damage. Yep, 8 slashing damage. And it kind of looks up at you with blood, your blood, dripping off of its fangs and pouring from the sides of its mouth. Gaiak.
Okay, so we can see, right? Because there's light from the torch.
You can indeed.
Okay, so seeing Kensei move down, I'm gonna have to get my feathers a little bit poo-pooed.
How high is the sewer? Can you?
Yeah, I would have wearing my armor.
Probably about 20
damn.
foot high.
Can't float above the poop.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna run around the corner. God.
One might consider you a floater.
And I try and like jump over it, but like I can't quite. With the weight of my armor, I kind of splash into it, and it just splashes over me, and I'm just.
You get a little
Yes,
turd
dude.
on your leg.
Oh,
Shake
it off.
You got a bit of a floater
And I turn around, see what's happened to Kensei, and change of plan. Covered in poo-poo. I'm just gonna try and sink some arrows into it.
there. Okay.
So-
Yours do count as magical though, don't they?
Yes. 24.
Okay, roll some damage.
And I'm gonna make that a grasping arrow.
Okay.
Does one of us
So,
have a silver
7
weapon? I can't remember.
And then it does 2d6 poison.
I think so.
And if
2d6 poison.
and if it tries to move more than 1 foot, it takes 2d6 slashing. So 7 piercing, 9 poison.
9
Nice.
poison. Okay. Okay, and if it what was that again? Sorry, if it moves more than 1 foot, it
Yeah,
makes
yeah. If it moves without teleporting, basically, it takes 2d6 slashing.
2d6 slashing. Okay, good to know. Is that the end of your turn?
Well, second attack.
Oh, sorry, of course.
think
Yeah, I
another-
forgot that you have a second attack. I always get confused.
Another one into it.
Okay, go ahead.
13.
13 will miss.
Do it.
You have to roll a 2 to just get a 13.
Yep.
God damn,
Yeah, and your fucking attack.
that is so strong.
Okay, I'm gonna save.
We're the beefy boys now.
I'm gonna save my action surge for now.
Okay.
And yeah, with all the poo spray on me, I just take a little step back. It's all my.
You're like a dog after he's been in the rain, just like shake off.
Okay. With that, Zuko.
Yes.
No, I think it was Aria's.
Oh, Alistair. Oh, god damn it. No, Aria, sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
There's a lot of us. It's fine.
Aria. Yeah, it's because I skipped over.
I am going to move out here. And
Mhm.
then let me see the range, the heat. I think it's within range. Oh yeah. I am gonna point at it, and the little writhing crown of snakes appears above my head, and a similar one appears above her head, and I'm gonna cast Mind Slither. Needs to make a intelligence saving throw, please.
Intelligence saving throw. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a spell?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Let me just check something.
advantage plus 10 times a million.
Oh god.
10 times a million. That's 10 million.
Over 9,000.
Okay. Right. What was it again? Sorry, an intelligence saving throw.
saving throw.
Okay. That is cocked. That's a natural 17.
Oof.
Yep.
For yeah.
Bear with me. I don't know. It doesn't say if it takes anything on a success.
It's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it won't. Cantrips won't do something on a success.
Well, that's that then. Cool. Awesome. I will
Okay.
then... get up and personal with this. Bonus action dash. That was like what, 5, 10. And then I've still got. Oh yeah, I have like 40 feet of movement, so I can get right up with her. Kenzie's not alone.
Okay.
Whip that dagger out, baby.
Perfect. Alistair.
It's me. It's me.
No, I've done it again. I did it yet again. God. Can I?
Let's just
Right, do you know
continue,
what? Fuck
then let's
this.
go.
I'm going back to the top and I'm going
Yeah,
down.
just
there
go.
we go. There we go.
Nice.
Zuko. Fucks.
I'm gonna look at the creature. You foul beast! You're gonna find out what it means to cross Prince Zuko, making me spend the night in a dirty room. And I'm gonna cast Hex as a bonus action. As the lamp sort of levitates
Okay.
for a moment, and then all of a sudden the gravity continues, and a small golden chain forms around this creature's neck. I'm going to give it disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Dexterity checks.
Yeah.
And it is hexed.
It is.
Excellent.
And then I'm going
where's
to
my-
fire 3 beams of Eldritch Blast directly at the creature.
Oh god.
Oh,
yeah, 3
shit.
fucking-
Friend.
How does Zuko shoot them?
So he pushes his
vision.
hand forward, swipes his fingers across, and 3 little white beads form in the air, and then they all 3 just lash towards it like these beams of lightning. And I'm gonna guess the first one misses.
Yeah, the first one unfortunately does miss.
The second one hits.
Definitely hits.
25, and the third one 19.
And
So
that also hits.
that's a d6 for each attack because of the hex, right? So
Yes.
so it's 2d10.
Is it each attack that the D6?
Yeah, it says
the hex
every
is on?
time you hit with an attack.
There you go then.
Whenever you hit the target with an attack. So
Hex.
Okay, every time.
yeah, hex gets better as you. It's Eldritch Blast gets better. So 2,
Oh yeah.
3, not great. And then,
Do you have the evocation where adds your
yeah, that
charisma
that
modifier?
should be. No wait.
It's not. It's
Alright.
just a D10 currently.
So that's plus another 10 then for my charisma. So that's 15 from that. And then the hex.
Oh right, in total, yeah, of course.
The hex is another 6. So that's 19 from those 2 attacks. Plus, on one of those attacks, you notice like a little thin beam of blue lightning circles its way around the beam and attacks the creature as well. And that one will be, I think that's my proficiency bonus, so 4 lightning damage on that one.
Okay, you notice when the hex kind of appears around it, it is resistant to the hex.
Oh shoot.
So
Done
that was lightning damage, correct? The last one.
The last one, that's from my like elemental thing for being a genie warlock.
Okay. Sorry, that was
Ooh.
just to clarify. That was 6. Correct?
Fun.
6 lightning.
No, 4 because it's my proficiency bonus, I believe.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I was getting confused.
It was 6
Perfect.
necrotic
for,
from the hex.
for additional damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Zuko?
I'm gonna back fuck up. Get up, guys! And I'm gonna run around the corner.
Okay. Now, Alistair.
Now it's me. Okay. For some reason my token isn't being. Oh, got it. Oh no, I'm on the I'm on the ruler instead of the actual token clicking. I'm gonna come and run right next to Kensei as well, and then gonna use my psychic daggers, both of them, and use sneak attack as well.
Okay. The first one will miss. The second one will hit.
Cool. Okay, so that's D4.
a high AC.
Okay, so 3 plus the 16 psychic damage, so 19 psychic damage. Correct? Oh,
Yeah.
plus your dexterity modifier. So that is so it was 19, it would be 24, correct? Psychic damage.
Yes, yes.
Okay. .24 psychic damage. Oh, goodness gracious me, I just clicked on the wrong sound set. No, we're not in the streets. We're not in the streets. That's not happening. It's there's a fight happening.
In the street.
How did we get here?
Always in the streets.
Can we just look back into the tunnel and yell at the bard, being like,
Okay.
"Hey, come on, man!" Play some thematic music.
Okay, that was a sizable chunk of damage. You did some damage there.
Is it not
as
resistant
you-
to psychic then?
It does not appear to be resistant to psychic. No.
Hey,
As you
not a lot of creatures that
thrust
are.
the daggers into its head, it kind of like shakes and shudders for a second. Anything else, Alistrine?
Gave it an aneurysm.
No, I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stab its
Stop.
brain noggin.
Right, so as I'm
Before your turn,
legendary action.
It's
you
like reaction.
see, having like taken all this damage, the creature kind of looks up at you. This whimpering voice, help! And then she leaps at you again, Kensei, and attempts to bite you.
Now.
At least someone had
I me.
She has tasted
Oh, wait,
your
no.
There's plenty of
blood.
other
That
juicy
is,
water.
that is a total of 10 to hit though.
Oh no, does not hit.
So she misses as she's almost surrounded at this point, and the shifting tides of the battle. She tries to jump on you, but is unable to find purchase. And now, Storm, it is your turn.
I know what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to keep her alive, but I know it's not easy. But anyway, I'm going to use my feline agility to do the 60 foot so I can move to this space here. And all the way on the way,
Okay.
I will draw my sword, or as I read out, scratch my claws against it, and all my runes light up. And with that as well, because of my blade singer, I can use one of my attacks to instead cast a cantrip. So I'm going to cast Surgeon Dagger! And
Okay.
now, well, as I run that way, do a little pirouette, lightning's following me, and I'm going to make a sword attack against it. I think I'm going to do
Okay.
advantage, yeah? I don't need it anyway.
Okay.
Don't need that shit. And I'm gonna expend a 3rd level spell slot to pump some
Okay. You're doing
Pain Smite,
okay.
a wild magic. So it's 12 magical damage. Oh, I rolled max on that, damn. Magical slashing damage, and then
Magical slashing damage. Okay.
it is, I think, 48? Yeah, 48 for a 3rd. 48.
Okay.
I've got to roll the dice first, hold on. Boom, boom. So it's going to be force damage, and it's going to be 18 force damage.
Whew, okay. That was bad. You strike it with the blade, and as you carve through, the magical nature of what you've imbued into the blade, first of all, strikes true and carves through its flesh, like peeling away like the skin of a potato. And then as the blade passes through, there's a residual like spark of energy, of arcane element there, which suddenly gives off the sonic boom as you watch the flesh ripple and tear. And she kind of like spins on her side almost as the force splits through her. She is looking bad. Which brings us to, unless there's anything else you wish to do with your turn, of course.
I will say to everyone, can I say something for free?
You can indeed, yeah.
It'd be useful if we could get her alive somehow, but I don't know how. That's it. End of time.
Okay. With that, it's going to be Stelbor's turn. Stelbor is...
Gonna smite this bitch.
You watch... Zuko probably would be the only one that sees this. You watch the veins all across his body go black. And his eyes go this almost completely glossed over red, except for where the yellow irises remain. And he is going to move. Oh, let me just check he can actually move that far. Okay, he can. He's going to move right up to it as well. He's going to like bring up his arm as he takes his blade and slices his hand across it, and you watch blood begin to pour from his palm, which glows as he sprays it across the vampire, and she's gonna have to make a strength saving throw, which that is a natural 5, is not gonna succeed, I don't think. Let me just double check. Nope, she's not gonna succeed. Whew. Okay, so you watch like it splash across her body and it burns. And you watch her movements, not necessarily slow, but she struggles to make valid movement. She can move in kind of combat range, but as she tries to take a step away, it's almost like she's pulled back to this space. And then he's going to attack. With advantage. Wow, that is not a great roll. That is just gonna miss. He just misses her. As she tries to leap up at Kensei, he swings wide. But he does get another attack. That's more like it. Natural 18 is definitely gonna hit for 2d6. What the fuck is that number? Oh, that is the 6. For a total of 15 slashing damage and 2 fire. And this is with his silver sword. She is not looking good at all. She's like stumbling back, the flesh is like peeling off of her skin. Kensei.
Finish the job.
Before your turn.
Yep.
She uses another legendary action, and you watch her body begin to shift, almost like her flesh is turning into gas.
Oh!
And she turns into mist.
Oh, is it? I can't. That's an ability, right? That's an innate ability.
It's an ability, it's not a spell.
Yeah.
Unless we've got like sunbeam or something, we can't. I don't think.
Oh. But,
Yeah, I think it's gonna escape.
It's Moonbeam, I think.
I was thinking, yeah, Thrisk had a spell that made it so this fucked this up, but no.
Wait, moonbeam? Oh,
But it is now your. The Moonbeam is to force shapeshifters back to their normal form.
Oh, I meant like killing it.
No, but like Moonbeam.
Oh right. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
All the same, Kensei, it's your turn.
I mean, I can't hit mist, can I?
You could try.
Definitely try.
Go.
Give it a go. Let's see what
I
happens.
will try to hit the mist. I guess
Okay. Roll with.
I will use
Roll
a
disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage.
You are rolling with disadvantage.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to use a fighting spirit first.
Okay.
To negate the disadvantage, give me some bonus hit points.
Also, make sure you took note of what your original hit point maximum was, by the way.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. Always.
Cool.
Yeah, I kind of want to keep it as it is. It's on 69. Okay, I'm going for a versatile hit. Yeah, Great Weapon Master, why not?
Okay. Make your roll.
Oh. Me too.
Oh, you're right, because it isn't a disadvantage because you cancelled that. Pretty good. Roll some damage.
23.
Okay. You swipe. It is resistant. It's also not magical, so
Yeah.
it takes a quarter of the damage.
Gotta go big.
So 12 and 6. Okay.
One more. Wait, where was that again?
Go right ahead.
20.
Okay. Roll some damage. It still hits.
21.
Okay. So that will be 5. Still existing.
Fuck
It's
it
still
then.
there in its form.
Action Surge.
Okay.
Go for 2 more hits. Ah, bollocks.
Yeah, that one will miss.
1 more. 18.
Just hits.
22.
Okay, so another 6 damage. It is still up.
Damn it. Yeah, one of you guys is gonna have to do it because I got nothing.
It's its turn.
Okay. Just so you know, Gaiak,
Yes.
the thorns just crumple to the ground as it turns into mist.
Sad times.
Oh,
It literally just passes through them.
That's a good point, actually, because if it's missed, can it attack? Question. It's clearly
Anything
trying.
else?
It's clearly trying to escape. So
Follow
I'm
it.
What are you
gonna.
gonna do?
Hang on, let me just check distance real quick. It's either gonna go one of these ways. I'm gonna stay where I am for now, but I can
Okay.
attack if it tries to move, and I'm gonna stay in my two-handed stance on.
Okay. So. Actually, because it's changed form, that will. Okay, that will actually succeed. On its turn, this kind of corporeal mist is kind of floating there. It has no features. It does not resemble anything like what you've just been fighting. It is literally just mist, and it begins to float upwards.
Oh! Oh no!
And
It's floating out of my range.
it uses the disengage action.
Doesn't matter. I have Sentinel.
That is true. Okay, make an attack roll.
Is this the one?
Can I do Great Weapon Master on a react?
You can't. Does it just say an attack that you make? I think it does, right? It doesn't say.
I think it's just.
I think it just says whenever you make an attack roll, correct?
Yeah, when you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon.
Yeah, so that would just mean. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay, I gotta go big damage. 18. Oh no, I've got no. I'm not in fighting spirit anymore. Yeah.
No, because it doesn't last. It only lasts your turn, correct?
Yeah. So 13.
Yeah, so that misses. You swipe at it. That kind of momentary like spirit that you find in yourself sometimes dissipates as you swing, and the mist parts itself around your blade, reforms, and continues to float upwards.
Do we all get opportunity attacks because we're surrounded?
And passes through one of the vents on the ceiling.
Oh, damn it.
Are we still in initiative?
I mean, it's gone within. You can't see it currently.
It's not gonna come out.
But I think at this point, yeah, I think at this point we're probably out of initiative.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But if there's an immediate response you want to do,
I'm gonna run round to the group. Somebody take the torch quickly!
As
What?
would also
I hand the torch
something-
off to someone,
Grab it.
Okay.
and I turn into gas. I cast gaseous form,
no.
Yes!
and I'm
Alright.
chasing that motherfucker.
I love that.
How is Zuko?
Oh
goes in the
my god!
Before Zuko goes in the vent, can I throw a fireball into the vent to produce flame? Not an actual fireball, the produce flame fire. It's just Sky suddenly casts fireball.
I mean, you can run over as you. Do you produce it and then you have to throw it on your next turn, correct?
It's the same turn. You produce and throw on the same turn.
Oh, I see. So yeah, as he's running over, you could definitely throw that. Because you would technically go first as well. Make a attack roll with disadvantage. Like it's it's a spell attack, correct?
Yes. So my attack +4.
So this is just before you turn into the mist and begin to float up.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll be 17 to hit.
17 to hit. Does not hit.
Oh,
But roll some damage because you're hitting something up there.
That's true.
Hopefully there's no gas up there.
2d8. 10.
Okay.
Whatever it's
You
been.
throw this flame up through this grate, parts across the metal bars, and you watch it burn slightly. There is, some kind of gas trapped in there. It burns a little bit, and it lights up enough that you can see the pipe that it is kind of goes up about 10 foot and then begins to curve around. As that happens, Zuko has transformed into gas and begins to suck his way up through the sewer grate,
I'm chasing.
immediately disappearing from your view as you give chase. The rest of you kind of stood there in the middle of the sewer, just watching Zuko having turned to gas and disappeared through the vent before your very eyes. No idea where he's going, where this thing is going, and I think that's a great place to end the session.
What?
You're the
Oh my god.
I cannot believe you
Fucking
just did
turn
that.
I mean,
That
it's
is
a great way to
amazing.
exit, like-
Oh my god. I'm so glad I have that spell.
Oh, that is incredible. Do you know what? Maybe I should read your spell list before I plan things.
That's cheating.
That is incredible. Yeah, that was incredible.
Damn.
Well,
That was, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was very, very close. Like,
Yeah.
that was very close to it not getting away there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to like jump in and steal your thunder, but I was like, I need to throw this fireball before Zuko's this fire before Zuko's in there, because
Yes. He's made
Can you
that
imagine
gas.
you just like blew up a whole section of the city sewer? Just hit a pocket of gas. Like a wildfire explosion. Oh my god.
God damn it. I
Oh,
shouldn't have gone for Great
incredible.
Weapon Master. I could have just hit it normally and stopped it in its tracks.
Oh yeah, because it would have reduced
Yeah,
the speed
it
to
would have
0.
reduced to 0. Damn it. Think about that.
Amazing. Well, on that very interesting bombshell of an end, that cliffhanger, thank you very much, everyone, for
Very.
watching.
thank you very much.
Yes, I realise I said very. But regardless of
Hello, Very.
wrong pronunciations,
Hello,
thank you very
Vera.
much for watching, and thank you, Mitch, for joining us.
yes.
This
you.
week it's been great. I'm so glad everyone got to see Zuko.
He's gonna be back. Surely.
Perhaps I guess we'll see. I mean, who knows what the fuck is going to happen in those events? What happens in
might-
an event stays in events.
You
am I
might
right?
just find a dead Zuko, like, sucked in the blood.
A vampire. He'll fuck a vampire. Come back to tell us.
He actually will.
Oh no!
Their mist just intertwines, and he's like,
Yeah, they'll create
It's like the
a
fly.
a smaller mist will pop out later on.
When we both go back to our normal forms, we've kind of like half of her is attached to me, and
It's some Cronenberg shit. It's like,
Yeah.
kill
My
me.
goodness.
Amazing.
trauma.
Well,
That's haunting.
perhaps we'll see what happens with Zuko next week. But until then, I guess
Oh god.
stay dirty.